I'm on my iPad now. Fucking hell!
I need
What's
a
wrong with
whiskey
you?
after that.
It's fucked. I don't know what's up with the fucking MacBook. I don't know what's up with it.
Jesus.
Bruce, can you leave this bit in?
I'm gonna now. Right, lads, we're now starting.
Hold on.
He's frozen. He's frozen
Fuck
now.
have I gone now?
If you're just joining us now, Mark doesn't know how to work technology because he's 58 years old.
Honestly, folks listening, right, welcome to Brew Time, and I'll do some stuff in a sec. Mark and I have been on here since 6:15, just because, it's been a long time since I've done the podcast, so I wanted to check a few things, and Mark wanted to have a little easer in, because he was a bit nervous, bless him. And things started going a little bit wrong about 6:25. Then Sam joined us, Mark disappeared, and it's now 7:15, and we've just got Mark back. How are you, Mark from near Leeds?
Don't test my blood pressure, whatever you do.
You're going to start crying? I think we can make him cry.
Oh. And it is Sam's fault as well. It is Sam's fault. As soon as he joined, it all went wrong.
Get the blame.
It all went wrong.
Yeah. Right, me and folks, Bruce have done the whole podcast, mate.
Pretty much. Yeah. Most importantly, live your life.
Well, yeah. I know how much you wobble. I know how much you wobble on, Sam, so you definitely haven't.
Yeah.
Right, let's get going with this. Folks, welcome. We have Sam Vincent, Mark from near Leeds. Welcome back to Brew Time. It's been a while. Slange.
Wash your mouth out.
Have a little
Mark
drink.
From Leeds.
Why
It's Mark from
empty?
Leeds.
What's going on, Sam?
I didn't want it to go off, waiting for Mark. Like
whiskey, little mature.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I want a discount code.
There you go.
Mad for bikes. I want a discount code.
I've got a discount code, mate.
Blatant hussy.
Link in the description.
Have you got one, Sam?
Yeah, of course I have. I'm a discount man.
He's got everything.
Do you know what? Like, honestly, the guys at Mad for Bikes are hilarious. I went for a ride with them in Wales, and the whole day was just hilarious. What's that? Is this?
It's just lights. I turned them all off so the batteries wouldn't drain while we were waiting on that idiot.
God, you're so professional. Do you want to see how professional I am? Wait. Oh no!
I've seen you were showing me your whole blooming house earlier.
And something else.
Big boy light. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. It's just his pronunciation, mate.
Your big boy light, what it?
Don't show them the doll that sat on the sofa, whatever you do, Sam.
Which one?
I won't talk about Emma like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
right.
I need to go and get a drink, actually. After all this drama.
Right. All right, then.
I can still hear you, though.
I'm not getting rid of this. Yeah, come on, Sam. Let's start this thing properly.
Hibiki, the Japanese whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Dalwhinnie.
Nice.
Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
Redbreast. It's a Redbreast 12.
You'd had a bit of Redbreast 12 the last time, hadn't you?
Yeah, I do. I looked really ginger in this one as well. There's a Jura, an Ardbeg, a Lefroy, or a Bowmore.
I have a bottle of Jura to kick in once I've got these 3 brew dogs out of the way.
Is that an 18?
It is.
God, you're making too much money from YouTube, aren't you?
I am not
I'm
kidding
having
you.
Copperberg.
Oh, commoner.
Cockerberg.
And a bike thing, bottle opener, thank you, a bike thing.
Oh, you're worse than me,
Discount
mate.
code, please. Discount code, please.
Oh, well, Stevie doesn't do discount codes.
I have to say a massive thank you to listeners and viewers of the channel and podcast, because not only am I getting crates of Brewdog sent, which is almost finished now, by the way, hint, but I've also had a couple of bottles of whiskey turning up. So massive thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much.
This is anyone that's watching. It's not bad. It's like 65 quid a bottle, and I will shout you out for months.
Do you want to give your home address on the podcast now?
Well, actually, I could, because I just bought a house, mate. So this isn't going to be my address for very long. So,
cheers to that, mate. Cheers to that.
Slange.
Cheers.
Welcome. Good to be back. Right. I think first off, before we crack onto this, I need to address where the podcast's been.
Go for it.
Because lots and lots and lots of people have been asking. Apologies, folks. I went a bit dark on you with the podcast, probably the latter half of last year, really. It was just, with all the tours and stuff happening last year, I was just so busy with everything. I was like, the tours, I'm away for at least a week every month, which then means, to do the podcast, it's you're probably looking at a day really all in, from trying to recruit people in to get them on the podcast and arranging that, doing a little bit of research where needed, then the actual podcast recording in the evening itself. It's then another at least a day to produce the podcast after that, because you have to do some sound editing and then create all the shorts and like the social posts that will go with that. So at least another day is added onto that, which then effectively takes, a day and a half, 2 days away from the video editing side of things. Again, when you combine that with being away for 1 week out of the 4, I just didn't have enough time to produce the video stuff, keep the business actually running and ticking over with all the admin and everything. So I just thought, right, I'm spinning too many plates. I can't really deal with this effectively. So I just dropped the podcast for the last 6 months and concentrated on the video stuff. And that's given me a little bit of time to clear the decks a wee bit with regards to content. I'm about 3 or 4 weeks ahead of myself at the moment. And it's given me a chance really to sort of try and line up some good guests again. After these 2 wasters, I've got some good guests coming. So yeah, I've probably got about another 6 weeks, 2 months buffer ahead now of podcasts all in place and lining up ahead. Not done them yet, but they're all organised. So it's not like I finish this podcast and go, right, crap, who am I going to get on next week? Which can become...
Which is when you ask us.
Not at all. Not at all. It's just sometimes you might find this on your vids and stuff, but sometimes it just seems to come in waves where everything runs smoothly. And then all of a sudden, like with the podcast, for example, somebody has to pull out the podcast last minute and you're like, oh, crap. Okay. Well, we've got next week's one. And then they pull out and then the next one pulls out and you're like, all of a sudden you've got like a 3-week gap and you're like, shit, how am I going to get people back into this? So, yeah, now I've got a bit of a buffer.
Got to be a joke in there about pulling out.
Obviously. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
another few beers and we'll be at that point.
What's actually happened, people? That was all an elaborate lie. Bruce has bought a GS and he's really bored by it, so he's just falling asleep all the time.
I'm 100% not. You're riding one soon, aren't you?
Yeah, tomorrow. No, Saturday.
I'll be interested in your feedback on it. I genuinely would. It's nowhere near as engaging as a KTM. Absolutely, it's not. And I'll put my hand up. It is not. KTM's still the better riding bike, but the 1300 is an animal, but it's an animal in a suit. It's just a bit more reserved.
Did you like in my end of year reel that I cropped you saying that from our last podcast? I was like, I'm leaving that in.
That was good. That was good. That end of year thing.
Thanks. Thank you, mate.
It's all right.
I'm riding basically, to go back to it, I'm going to bang on about this for ages because I feel like a grown up. But because I bought a house, or Emma and I have bought a house, we offered on the 28th, I think it was. So we went to view it on the 22nd, offered on the 28th, and then we had the offer accepted on the 29th. Nice. But we went a bit back and forth. And then I sort of sat there going, I'm not going to it's a fixer-upper. Definitely. Like it needs it's a woman moved in. Well, a woman bought it in 1970 and she's just her daughters have now put her into a home because she's unable to get up the stairs and whatever. Yeah. So all's done. Like it needs stripping out. So I'm like, I haven't got internet. I haven't got a desk in there. Thought I need to start lining up content. So this weekend coming, I'm riding the GS. Next weekend, I'm riding...
You're buying a GS.
Come on, I've just bought a house. I haven't got that much money, mate.
He would.
Yeah. Next weekend, I'm going to Triumph and Suzuki, and I'm going to ride the new Suzuki GSX GT thing. Mm-hmm. The touring one. It looks really cool. Yeah. Weekend after that, 890 SMT, and if they've got it on fleet, the 1390 Super Duke. Ooh, and that's going to be the one that I buy.
Yeah. That 100%. 100%.
I saw one in the flesh and I'm like,
it's not going to be shite, is it?
Nice.
I mean, I think the only thing you'll face with that is probably going to be the usual electrical gremlins initially, if you get any.
So that's all of them.
I'm waiting for this. Mark's bought himself a KTM and he's getting all brave about like throwing out the KTM banter. I was like, you're literally it's friendly fire.
Yeah, but I'm well balanced. I own a GS, I own a BMW, and I own a KTM. You know what I mean? So my life is well balanced. Yours is not. You're just one-sided.
I've got a 9 horsepower monkey bike.
Mark, I
So
look
my
at you,
starter
man.
motor's 9 horsepower.
I look at you, Mark, and I think, yeah, there's a well-balanced man. It's the first thing I think of when I see you. Well-balanced.
You know what I think when I see you, Bruce? I think you're quite top heavy. You're quite top heavy, not well balanced. You know what I mean?
Quite top heavy. Is this a beard reference or a fat reference, Mark? Which one is it?
FAT reference. Because I'm like a racing snake at this moment in time. You know
Anyway,
what I mean?
nice to see you on here, Mark. I'm just going to.
Is that what you call it, Mark?
Yeah. he just turned me off.
Don't it take 20 minutes to get it back on?
Oh, where's he gone? Oh no, I'm not. I just said ask to start video. Come on, Mark.
Hey. Thank the baby Jesus.
Well, it wouldn't be a big loss.
Is the camera on me all the time, Bruce, or is it only on when I talk?
No. It's on the whole time. Have you not? That means you don't watch these very often, then, do you, Mark? You don't know how this goes.
I listen to
video
them.
feeds.
I listen to them, Bruce.
You're always on. Although that was the way I did the videos before. It's basically as you see it with the 3 screens there. I had it like that, slightly arranged differently, all the time. But I think I might
get it
try.
like that? Can I get it like that?
Yeah. If you go,
I can't see Sam. You see, unless he talks.
Right, top right.
Switch to
top right
gallery.
where it says view. Sorry, folks, talk amongst yourselves while we sort the idiot out.
Yeah. Oh, I can look at myself.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That's better.
See?
Oh, you can even move people around.
Jesus,
that's arousing.
You know when you try to explain computers to your grandparents, folks, that's kind of what it's like with these two.
Anyway, I'd have to dig a hole and then explain it to them because they're not on this planet anymore.
Oh, there's no need to bring it down to that level.
Just saying.
He's such a horrible young man.
Now, my problem is I've got my camera right in the middle. So currently this is blocking out my face. And I've been told before that I'm really in love with myself. So do I change Mark down to the bottom to block him out and just have me?
So you can just look at yourself. Yeah. Obviously you don't.
Oh, look at that.
Obviously you don't.
Whatever makes you feel most at home.
I've just realised we're like a progression. So I've got hair, beard, no hair, beard, no hair, no beard.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Do you want to see everywhere? No hair everywhere.
I told you I shaved, mate.
You did, yeah.
Can we get on with this? Can we? Can we get on with this?
Let's do the 4 hours of podcast and then we start the questions.
I don't know what were more entertaining. The messages are right now, you know what I mean?
They definitely are not running through that message thread. Jesus. Mark from near Leeds.
Yes, hello.
Obviously,
wash your mouth out. Wash your mouth out. It's Mark from Leeds.
It's not. It's Mark from
You've
near
accepted
Leeds.
It now.
For regular listeners, viewers of this podcast, and anyone that's a member of the clan over on Patreon, thank you. But Mark, introduce yourself to all those other people.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mark from Leeds, and that's my YouTube name.
Right, that's us. And anyway, Sam.
I was just trying to find the picture of Mark in a wig. I can't find it.
Come on in, Mark. Come on. You've got a spotlight. Go.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm in the spotlight now.
Who are you?
So yeah, I'm Mark. Originally from Leeds. Yeah, I'm originally from Leeds. I don't live in Leeds anymore. I live in
originally from
city called Wakefield with my family.
That's
my
near
wife
Leeds.
And my 2 children. Yeah, it's about 15 miles.
You can't
see
it.
Won't focus. Yeah, and you have a channel.
And I have a YouTube channel called Mark from Leeds. I do near Leeds. I record my endeavours on a motorbike, which is a BMW GS Adventure, and I've got a KTM 350 enduro bike, which is a weapon and a half, and it's
why
crazy.
Did you get the fat GS and not the proper one?
It was something. It was the bike I always wanted, and I think if I'd have just gotten a normal GS, I'd still want a GS Adventure. So
would you?
I bought the bike I always wanted, and when BMW started making low chassis GSAs, then that was perfect for me. So I bought a low chassis GSA 2015 model.
Hear him off. So what got you into YouTube then? What made you what was the sort of the drive behind you, or the instigator behind you starting a channel?
Well, that's quite easy. I
wasn't teeing me up for that, by the way. I didn't. Was it?
So, yeah, 100%.
You thought if that
100%.
fat idiot can do it, I can do it. Is that what you thought?
No. You're very much right at the top of the tree of a content creator for me, to be honest.
Shucks, thanks.
Just I don't know, just the way that you are, your charisma, your video editing skills, all the rest of it. I thought, and obviously you're a fantastic bloke. You know what I mean? I've had the pleasure of meeting you several times, and I thought to myself, I want to have a crack at
a little bit uncomfortable.
Is that smoke coming out of your arse, Bruce?
You're going to see his tongue come out my nostril in a minute. Thank you, Mark. No, I appreciate that, mate. I do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I didn't realise that, but thank you.
And obviously, I slowly got into the editing side of it, and I do quite enjoy the editing and creating something from nothing. So yeah, and it's been maybe just about 12 months now that I've been doing that. I've been creating videos and stuff like that. So it's
and where are you at now with your channel?
725 subs, something like that.
Yeah. In 12 months, that's not bloody bad. I'm going to mention it. I'm going to mention it now. How long have we been going? I think we've been going long enough. By the end of my round the world trip, I think I had 630 odd subs.
Yeah, but that was before YouTube started, mate.
Yes, that was before Itchy Boots. Fucking hell. There was just no appetite for it back then.
Yeah, but the internet didn't exist in the 50s, Bruce.
Isn't that weird? That was 2012, 2013. And, well, we had Facebook. I don't even think there was Instagram then. I don't think. But there was Facebook, and YouTube was kind of a thing. It was growing. That's nuts, isn't it? 10 years ago. Jesus.
To be fair, I reckon if you restarted your journey now, you'd have 500,000 subs easily, if not more. Because I think also in the last, I don't know what, 3 to 5 years, you've just seen people are getting 2, 3, 4 million views on a video in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that just didn't happen when you were doing your round the world trip. I mean, I don't know. I was like 3 years old or something. I'm just going to make all the young jokes because I've got a few years on you. That's it.
How old are you?
No,
31.
Yeah, you've got a few then. I'm
also
just
before we get going, I just need to put this up here. Why is it? I need to dim my screen.
It's not Dave Ashpole, is it?
No, it's Mark from Leeds.
Oh no, it's me. Yes,
on a KTM.
Yeah, yes, but it's the happiest he's ever looked on a bike.
We can talk about that.
And also, I've got the video of you that when you sent me the video, was it Dakar Steve's bike you rode?
Yeah.
Or someone, and he sent me this video just going, look what I've been riding. And it's, that thing's a fucking weapon. And like all this sort of stuff. I'm like, I'm keeping that. I am keeping that.
It is.
It's the best riding bike. Absolutely.
It is. It's a really good bike. Like I said to Sam, and I said it on my video, if somebody would have just drove that into the garage and left it and took my JSA away, I wouldn't be disappointed that that's in the garage. I would definitely not be. But my apprehension is, do I make the leap and, physically change it myself? I don't know. But that Super Adventure R, that colour scheme, that white and that orange is beauty. Beauty.
It's a weapon.
When I had the Super Duke R and the Super Duke Super Adventure S, when I had them in my garage, it was the first time in a long time, probably since I first started riding and had the Gixxers, that I looked forward to opening the garage and I looked forward to riding. I wanted to get out and ride a bike. It gave me that feeling. The problem was the Super Duke R sort of betrayed me. I opened the garage door and it had dumped a whole load of coolant on the floor, and it was like it had cheated on me. And then the Super Adventure, I just kept getting all those, the little electrical gremlins. Nothing stopped me riding it. Yeah, I just kept having all that coming up, and that just hacked me off.
Yeah.
And I got to admit, I remember, I think I've even got it on video, I dropped the bike off at KTM UK. I got back on the tractor, and before I even started the button, I think I say it to camera, I'm like, if this bike doesn't do it for me, then I'm going straight to a KTM dealership and I'm picking one up. And thankfully, the GS still did it for me. Not as much as a KTM, but it still did it.
I think, I mean, I will caveat because I know I've got a lot of subs that are GS owners, and I know both of you are GS owners, obviously, because they're 65 years old. But the GS, for what you do, Bruce, and to be fair, also what you do, a GS is probably a better bike. Like if you're just going, I need to go to Wales this weekend. Next weekend, I'm going to go around to Kent, or next weekend, I'm going up to Scotland. And then I want to go down to this. It just does everything really well, like fantastically well. And also, I think the most highlighted comment on my GS vid is that I said, I don't know, it was just part of me was like, it doesn't lack character, but it's not tail flick. How did you say it before? Tail flicking the danglies or something like that.
Yeah.
So I said that, and then I went over this humpback bridge and I wheelied off it, giggling like a child, like I do on my videos. And every single comment is like, "Oh, he said that he doesn't fucking like it, and then he wheelies and he laughs. Oh, I don't think that's right." I'm like,
wait till you ride the 1300. That thing wheelies. I mean, I haven't yet in fourth, but the thing will wheelie happily second and third gear,
which is what I want for the GS.
If you turn off, like put it in enduro, if you chuck it in enduro pro mode, it'll have the pro. I'm assuming if you've got a demo, whack it in enduro pro mode and just fucking pin it, and this thing will go vertical. It's nuts.
That's
allegedly
what on a private road in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, because everyone knows that Mexico just doesn't have any laws, apparently, according to the US.
You're not allowed to smoke anywhere in Mexico now, from what I've been told.
Just smoke tires instead.
Biker
boys.
Apologies for interrupting, folks, but a quick shout out for this week's sponsors, who this week are Ultimate Add-ons. Bit of spiel to read out for them. Ultimate Add-ons are the premium manufacturer of mobile phone and action camera mounting solutions for motorcycles. With a kit for any bike and a proven track record of creating products that keep your devices safe, secure and easily accessible, the Ultimate Add-ons product range is ideal for any rider, from the commuter to the round-the-world adventurer. Why shell out on an expensive GPS system when you could use your smartphone, keeping it charged and within reach to take photos of your travels at the same time? Ultimate Add-ons waterproof, shockproof and dustproof tough cases are available for all flagship smartphone models and are designed by riders for riders. Find out why Ride Magazine gives Ultimate Add-ons their coveted Best Buy certification. Keep riding this winter with Ultimate Add-ons. It's all about the journey. Now, if you head to Ultimate Add-ons, links down below, it's just Ultimate with ADDONS, all one word, ultimateaddons.com. Use the code TeapotOne, that's Teapot with ONE at the end, TeapotOne, then you'll get 10% off their entire product range. That also works for Dango Design UK as well. I've never had any vibration issues with the cases that I use. I've got one for my iPhone and I use the Hex sort of strap. It's in the pedal cycle section. It's just like a ratchet strap which allows you to pretty much attach it to absolutely anything, and then your case attaches to that. So a massive thank you to Ultimate Add-ons for their continued support.
Yeah, I think if it does that, because that's the thing, it's brilliant in every way, but if it does that, I'm going to be a knob mode, then it's even better. It's sort of like the ideal bike for most people.
Yeah, it does, but it's still... It's like it's still got manners. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's the public school rugby boy. It's that it can have a laugh, but it's still going to behave itself when it needs to. It's just not as like balls to the wind as the KTM is. You know what I mean?
So
it's just that little step down.
Yeah, the way I felt with the 1250 is it would do everything the KTM would do, but it felt like it didn't really want to, or like it would do it and it was fine doing it, but it was almost like I'm happy. I'll be a knob for you, but I'm happier just softly, just being smooth and quick and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I get on my bike, and I said this to one of my patrons the other day, a guy called Moz. He lovely guy. And I just said to him,
Ian's a nice bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's spot on, yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, the thing that I love about my bike is it just encourages me to be an absolute arsehole. all the time. So if I've had a really crap day at work, by the time I get home, I have a massive smile on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And if the GS does, the 1300 does that, fair play. And then I'll decat it, remap it.
Yeah.
And then
I'll be interested to see what you think of that.
Yeah.
Apparently the BA, I don't know if BHP UK, I don't know if they do the 1300 yet.
Not yet.
But somebody had their 1250. In fact,
Kate did it.
Who was it? Kate
has her. I know she had hers done there. But
right, 1200 she's got.
Is she? So maybe, I don't know. But there's every time a new bike comes out, they need to develop it. Yeah. So that's what they did with mine. So is that your second one already? Good man. But yeah, ping a message, because the guys there, like genuinely, the guys there are lovely. You will be there all day. Like me and Mark went up there and we're like, that's going to be a couple of hours. And we're like 4 o'clock. We're like, can we just go home now?
Can you just plug it in and go? Can we just finish?
I might drop him a line, because I've had all my others hilltopped, and it'll be interesting to see, because I've probably done 1,500, 2,000 miles on this 1,300 now, and it would be interesting to see, because I know what the step up is when it's been hilltopped, certainly in the 1,200 and the 1,250s, and it would be interesting to see what the step up, if any, would be with the 1,300 when they do it, because I do know a few people who had their 1250s done by BHP, and they said there was a marked difference in it. So
a marked difference.
Marked difference. Yes.
Yeah. The thing, I would recommend getting an exhaust on it if you're going to. Yeah. I assume you're going to get a Jekyll and Hyde when that comes out.
I don't know. I've never said to them, am I getting one? Can I have one? All I said was, I've got the new 1300. Your exhaust doesn't fit that. What do you want me to do with the 12 with this exhaust? And I said, I might know somebody that could make use of it. And obviously I mentioned Pete English, and he's very active on his socials. That's why I did think of him. So they were like, yeah, absolutely. If Pete will have it fitted and if you'll do some content, happy days. I was conscious that I didn't really produce, once you've done the first bits of content on this is the new exhaust, these are the buttons, this is the different modes, I was like, well, what else? What else can I do with it? I don't really know.
And to be fair, especially with exhaust videos and stuff like that, is you'll get more of it from people watching your content and go, Jesus, that sounds good.
And that's what's happening. Yeah.
But also you'll get way more. But I think on my Arrow, I've got the Arrow Sonora on mine. And I think I've got like 70, 80, 90,000 views on it. So on a par with my channel, that's quite a well-performing video.
Well, it does anyway, mate. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think, obviously Arrow didn't pay for it or give it to me or anything. They don't even know I exist. But if you're doing that for Jekyll and Hyde and you get 100,000 views, 150,000 views, that's sold the cost of that exhaust for them to give it to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as those views, it's not about views, and companies, like any other content creators out there, YouTubers out there, particularly YouTube, I think, because on the other platforms, views do transfer into, it is about views. But for YouTube, views are important. Yeah, definitely. But you could get 20,000 views and that then will generate, I don't know, like a 1% or 0.5% return in terms of sales. And that can be a really good return for that company. So don't always think I have to get massive views in order for this to be a success for that company.
Yeah.
It's always worth speaking with the company afterwards and just saying, like, what sort of return have you had on that? Are you happy with the conversion rate? How much have you invested into that? They give you a product, an exhaust worth £1,000, for example. What sort of sales have they made? If they make one sale and it's a 400 quid exhaust, it's not really a good return for them. No. But if they make 10 sales and they've made $4,000, then that's $3,000 that they wouldn't have made anyway, isn't it? So
I think also that's people joke, like Kate, username Kate, messages me about this all the time. She's like, oh, you got another discount code, have you? What a surprise, that kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, but the thing that's really good about it is the companies can track metrics and I can track metrics. Like with Roadskin, I can literally see how many pairs of jeans and how many sales I've done for them.
And it adds up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
adds up.
you sort of go, actually, and then it was really nice. I'm not trying to take all of the limelight. Sorry, Mark. But with this, I sort of went, oh, well, I went to Roadskin and said, are you interested? And kind of gave him my sales pitch, I guess. Like, trust me, the guys that follow me know I don't promote shit. Yep. Like, if I've got a product, I buy it because...
KTM.
See you later, Mark. Mute.
Don't press any buttons,
please. But if you don't promote shit, and I say to them, look, I know I don't have 60,000 subscribers, but if I say something's good, the people that do follow me believe it's good. And it's the same thing with like Ollie with this Gerbing. Oh, Mark, you weren't on. Ollie, I'm going to say his name because I don't really care. Ollie Ray messaged me. And I'm going to send him a picture of this podcast as well. But he's bought this Gerbing heated gloves and he's going to buy the jacket as well now. And he was going back and forth with me this morning. He's just said, hot hand wank and some lube, mate. It's the future. So, yeah. Sorry, Ollie.
That's
sorry, mate. Yeah.
I bet that's a sales pitch Gerbing never thought they'd have.
Yeah, but they've just sold 50 pairs more. But like
to Mark from near Leeds.
Yeah, just all of the gloves on top of his hand. Make it hotter.
If I can just chassis in for a second, that's a
chassis. Look at you.
That's a
do some research.
What's it called? What's a dancing program that your good lady was promoting you to want to get on? Strictly Come Dancing. It's a Strictly Come Dancing ism or whatever. So you know,
he watches Love Island, all sorts of stuff, mate.
Oh, Love Island's brilliant. Why would you not? Why would you not watch Love Island?
Why did I invite this idiot on this podcast? Folks, if you subscribe to Mark from near Leeds, just unsubscribe right now. Just get off, Mark.
Well, they'll be looking for Mark from near Leeds and they won't find me. You see, so I'll keep all my subs. Then you see,
for this one and only time, then look for Mark from Leeds. Make sure you do not subscribe.
Please don't.
Waste us. It's like he'll message you in a week's time and be like, Bruce, I've got 3 subscribers and they're all me.
I bet you what, you'll have 3,000 now. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I wish. I hope so. Anyway, so you're on about people getting product and then it drives sales from it. I sent Rich a set of my dividers, and in 1 week I sold 70 sets.
Jesus.
And pretty much nearly all of them were saying, love this idea, seen Richie's video, blah 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 blah. Wow. And that was 70 sets.
If you're watching this and you've got a top box like a Givey top box or the BMW top box or anything like that, Mark is the top box divider man. I've got a set in my top box, brilliant things. It means that your top box, like I used to commute, well, I still commute into London, but with a big, heavy 16 or 18 mil chain, and it used to slide round in my top box. This is a full advert for you, so I'll send you my commission check after.
No bother.
Did you get a discount code?
No, because he won't, because he's bloody too proud, isn't he? But yeah, when you lean into a corner and the chain goes bang, and it sort of does that in the corner, really shits you up. Dividers doesn't happen. Brilliant.
That's really badly packed top box. That's what that is.
Yeah, but that's because I don't take anything into work.
Now, Mark, I owe you a massive apology because years ago you sent me some and I've done nothing on it. And I do apologize. The reason being is that I always have a lining bag in my top box because all my camera equipment goes in the top box. And there's just nowhere for me to use. It's not like I put stuff direct into the top box itself. However, now I've got the 1300, I've got the new Vario case on the back, which means the old Vario case is sat in my garage. So I will do probably some social media, like a short or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do on a reel. I'll do some like short form content on that. And we'll go from there.
Appreciate that.
Did you make any sales off of me plugging it? Out of interest?
Yes,
none,
I did.
None at all.
I did.
3.
I had quite a lot of people say that they've seen your video and stuff like that.
Banging.
Excuse me.
And I send your video as a link to people if they don't understand how it all works.
Now, Mark, You're quite crafty. You're quite arty and crafty, not as in crafty, but as in like creative minded. What else are you planning then with this
with my little venture?
Yes.
So basically, what I've done is I've brought my manufacturing in house now. And when I say in house, I've got a posh shed that I built just after lockdown, and it was planned to have that as like a little bit of a garden room, put a TV in there, and all the rest of it, and chill. Looks fantastic, you know what I mean? It looks really good. But what I've done is I'm using that space now.
Himself.
I'll send you the photos, mate. I'll send you the photos. Obviously,
the viewers and the ones of your shed.
Yeah, the viewers of the podcast won't appreciate it, but you'll be able to see it in all its splendor.
I'll put them in the podcast.
Put them in here.
So yeah, I've repurposed that. I bought. What was that, Bruce? Bigger.
Sorry, Sam's bigger. Sorry, Sam's
bigger.
I've been told off already. I've been pre-warned.
Mum, I told Bruce that you don't like me being drunk on this podcast, so I'm going to get double drunk.
Double drunk.
I haven't eaten or anything.
Now,
Mrs. Vincent. Yeah. Sorry, Mark. Mark from near Leeds. Carry on. Apologies.
Yeah, as I was saying. So basically, what I've done is, rather than outsourcing the manufacturing, I've brought the manufacturing in house, and I bought myself a CNC machine so I can do wood and plastic butt plugs. Yeah, phalluses, any size you want, Bruce. So
my machine's not that big.
Exactly. Like that you were saying, wasn't it? Something to stretch. So basically, I've spent a career in manufacturing plastic, wood and metal. So I'm putting that sort of to good use now by investing a little bit of money into having the full the full capabilities and use of how I want to develop the divider. Hobby.
Have you patented it?
No, it's.
Don't say that on this bloody podcast. Yes, he's patented it. He's patented it.
No, but I think if any half-wit knows how patents work, it's a phenomenally hard thing to get a patent on something without spending a hell of a lot of money, and it takes a long time. I've looked into it, and there's not enough meat on the bone to be able to spend 1,500 quid for a patent application to start with.
You start a Patreon.
Yeah.
Mark, genuinely, right now, change like all your handles, change it to the original top box divider.
Right.
Straight away, bang, the original one.
You can't have man in there anymore because it's 2023. No, 2024.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true. It's very true. How dare you assume no, let's not even go there. Let's not even. We're just bringing the podcast back.
I'm only on my second whiskey.
Obviously, I've just on my creations. I've obviously gifted yourself, Bruce, the clan spanners. So that's something that I made.
I've got a picture of that somewhere. It's in the bin.
All right, yeah. So where's the big one then? Where's the big one?
The big
Bruce?
one's in the garage. But these are the little miniature ones.
Yeah.
That we award at all the clan gatherings. These are the little ones that we award out to people. Basically, folks, when you if you're part of the clan, patreon.com/TeapotOne.
Sam V Bikes.
when you're part of the
Matt
clan,
from Leeds don't have a Patreon.
Yeah,
you can PayPal me money if you want.
Oh, we're such whores. If you come along to any of the sort of clan meetups that we do, then at the end of each night, there's a sort of prize giving, really. So anyone that's cocked up during that day, or just anyone we feel like picking on, really, gets awarded.
Someone.
Yes, there's that as well, yeah. Who would do that?
No idea.
Mark from near Leeds. They get awarded the clan spanner. There you go. Which is a great big thing on what are they called again? Lanyard. Thank you. Those things available at TeapotOne.com.
A TeapotOne lanyard, yeah.
Yeah, so you get awarded that, but obviously you can't be hulking that around everywhere for like 6 months before the next meetup. So anyone that gets awarded that gets awarded the little wee one that they keep. There we go. And that's down to Mark from near Leeds.
But the idea came from Brian. So Brian recruited
Brian
me.
McManus, was it?
Yeah, it was Brian. The clan spanner was Brian's creation. Brian and Mike's creation. And
they're good
the
lads.
reason that we're born was for Dakar Steve when he that's why he's called Dakar Steve, when he went on his excursion on his
when he bunny hopped
Super
into the
Duke.
hedge.
Yeah, exactly. Basically,
Brand new
yeah. So
KTM,
yeah,
that was fun.
so that's
Cool. Now, staying with you, Mark, if I may.
Yep.
Not taking the Mick. You're obviously quite a creative guy. Like, have you always had this sort of creative side, or did you just fall into like fabrication, and this is something that's developed from it?
Yeah, I fell into it basically. When I was 19, I joined a plastic fabrication company, and I started working there just to, in the factory. And then I've always done stuff. I've always tinkered with cars with my dad. We've always tinkered with bikes. I've always stripped my push bike down and rebuilt it, and I've always had screwdrivers and spanners and taking things apart. I was famous for it with my parents. You know what I mean? They had to take screwdrivers out of my hand at 4 years old because I was going to put them into a plug socket and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's always
makes you an idiot. That's all that makes you.
That's where all his hair went.
You can't call anybody an idiot at 4-year-old, though, can you? You know what I mean? If you get to your age and you still don't know how to wield a spanner, Bruce, then you can be called an idiot. You know what I mean? So
shots fired,
isn't it? You know what I mean? I'll just stand here.
Talking about shots fired, Mark from Leeds, near Leeds, messaged me the other day that he thinks he's going to outdo me on his KTM off road, and I said, I'll take the monkey. I'm going to take the monkey. We're going to race. I'm going to take the monkey up to Yorkshire.
Have you done this off road lark yet?
Not with these guys.
Good.
Not
Sam
with these
is
boys.
good. No, Sam's good, to be honest, but you won't beat me on your monkey bike.
Oh, you don't know what I've got planned for it, mate.
Yeah, whatever.
I've just found out that I can't big bore kit it, so I might have to engine swap it.
Look, if you're going to put a 350 KTM engine in it, you'll be dead.
You just bought a bloody house, mate. All these toys and stuff. Those days are gone. Next, there's going to be a little babby there. You know what I mean?
A babby Super Duke, yeah.
I'm
doing. Because what I do is
reeling you in now.
Yeah, she keeps
soon
saying
she'll have you landed. She'll unhook you, and then she'll pop you into the keep net, and that's where you're going to stay. Yeah. You'll have a GS. You get one bike trip a year, and that'll be you.
Sam, you're going to find out pretty soon that it's not just for peeing out
of. What? Can you explain it to me?
It's not just for peeing out of.
I can show you.
Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about the back?
Everything.
No. Let's not go there yet. Come on.
Mate, it's 7:25, and we've been going for an hour, give or take 3 hours of Mark not having any audio or anything.
I genuinely forgot about questions. We've got questions to get. We better start questions because
we did an hour and a half before I did like my last one, so it's fine. It's only fair.
Can't do another 7-hour podcast.
Mark and I are going to do a 7-hour. Did you just say 7 hour? Because I'm not copying you.
Mossy was 7.5 hours.
Oh, well, we'll beat that.
I've got Mossy coming on next week.
That podcast was brilliant.
He's back on next week.
Brilliant.
I love
try
it.
and finish.
Try and finish. Christ.
Well, because I think we answered 5 out of something like 40 Patreon questions, and there was like another 50 on Facebook and Instagram.
Is this what you're doing? So you're thinking, I don't have any guests lined up, so I'm going to redo the first longest podcast and the second longest podcast.
Absolutely.
So people take 4 weeks to get through it.
Yeah. That's it. I've got till the middle of Feb lined up at the moment. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Anyone tasty?
Yeah. Do you follow Bobby Bolton? One Life Truck It. He's a northern chap. Yeah, he's coming on.
Yeah.
I booked him today, so he's on mid-Feb. I can't wait to chat with Bobby and Marie. They're coming on. I've got quite a few lined up. There's a couple I'm just waiting on confirmation. Simon Hargreaves, hopefully he's coming on from Front End Chatter. Not fixed the date with him, but he's up for coming on. So yeah, there are some good ones coming. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, my dad's just had a Fiat Ducato van converted into a camper van, and he got it, and he sold one van, bought this, and he's just got it back, and he's going to be camping on my driveway literally tonight because he's come to get something fixed. And when he showed me, he was like, "Oh, this is amazing! Look at all this. It's got like it's got like a is it oak or some walnut on the roof and all this sort of shit." And I was like, "Yeah, but have you seen this guy? He's doing it in a huge van, like, and that's one life truck
all the way to Australia."
Yeah, Dad. Yeah, but you're going to go to like Scotland or somewhere. Look at this.
Still an adventure, mate. Still an adventure.
Yeah,
he's off the couch.
Yeah.
Right, questions. Let's go.
Crack on and get on with some questions. Is it
camper van's my plan in the future? Yeah, me and my wife.
Where are you going?
Leeds.
Let's finally go to Leeds. Once you go to Leeds and see what it's like.
Yeah, you've seen my Instagram stories, Bruce. So you know that I frequent Leeds. We went to the caravan and camping show, which like totally smitten to buy spending 70 grand on a Ford Transit van kitted
Was that
out.
just full of Northerners?
No, it was in Birmingham, NEC.
That's not Northern then, is it? Right, okay.
I'll send you a video of my dad's while Bruce is out reading out the first question. I'll send you a video of what my dad's had done.
What's it? Right, let's go.
It's that, by the way. But I'll send this to you, Mark. But it's like it's all kitted up.
I'll look at it later because I don't want to.
And whilst they do that, folks, we'll crack on with questions. So first one over with the clan as always, patreon.com/TeapotOne. First one, Charlie Callard. It's been so long, so glad they're back. Also happy new year and all that. Cheers. Thank you very much, Charlie. Right, gents, here's your question. On the table, there's a butt plug, an engagement ring, and 2 tickets to Vegas, all inclusive. Out of Richie Rita,
I forgot about this.
Pardon me, TMF and Mr. Fish, who's getting what? Answers from each of you.
What was it? A butt plug, a engagement ring, and a what?
And
plug,
Vegas
engagement
tickets.
ring, 2 tickets to Vegas, all inclusive.
Rich, TMF, and Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
Shall I go first, son?
Go on.
Right, so obviously TMF has to have the butt plug because he's, I think he's probably a natural at that, to be honest.
That's a butt plug.
Yeah. Engagement ring or Vegas tickets. Well, I'd probably go Vegas with Mr. Fish, to be honest.
100%.
Because John's proper lovely bloke, such a chilled, understated man, you know what I mean? You know, he it's not what you see is what you get with him. You know, you think he's quite a big sort of tattooed, unapproachable guy, but such a lovely man, you know what I mean? Every time I catch up with him, it's like I've only seen him yesterday or the last time, and then we just continue, you know what I mean? He's just such a lovely, genuine guy. And Rich is a bit of a tart, so got to give him an engagement ring to keep him happy, you know what I mean? So yeah. So love you as well, Rich.
Who's the engagement ring for though? If you give Rich the engagement ring, is that he's now engaged to you, or like?
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say it has to be like an engagement ring for you.
Right. Okay.
Why not? Yeah, why not? Why not get him? It's sing me to sleep every night, wouldn't it? You know,
absolutely.
So,
Sam?
And then TMF will come around and put the butt plug in.
Yeah, himself.
Yeah. Well, he's got to put it in you because he's already got one in. I'd agree with the TMF thing. It's got to be done. I would probably swap. So I would probably give Mr. Fish the engagement ring because I think he seems like a solid
newly
guy.
Newly divorced.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll ever go down that line again.
I'm quite a catch, and I'm going to buy all these new things next year. And then I think Richie has got a dark side to him.
100%. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think like the first time I met him, literally I talked to him on Instagram and stuff, but the first time I met him was ABR this year, and I was just chatting to, can't even remember who it was, probably my dad or watching a show or something, and he just came up and like full on grabbed a handful of my arse.
We are also sponsored by the Influencer Store. Now, Roger and Charlotte over at the Influencer Store, they've been doing my merch for TeapotOne.com for quite a few years now. I used to use the standard sort of print-on-demand type web-based ones. It was nice and easy to do that, but the quality of the products were 2 or 3 washes and they fell apart. They'd lose their shape, and I wasn't really happy for my brand to be associated with that sort of quality. So I was on the hunt for some better quality merch. I saw Richie Vida stuff and thought, that's really good. nice quality, really nice print, like the designs. And he pointed me in the direction of Roger and Charlotte over at the influencer store. And they've been doing my merch ever since. I get the feedback from you guys when you spend your hard-earned money on the merch and you seem to be happy with it. If you're not, please do let me know and we can feed it back. But I've got some spiel to read out from them. The Influencer Store helps you build your brand big or small, providing you with a solution and apparel. We help you to increase your fan base while supporting you with starting your own influencer clothing line with nothing more than just an idea or design. And there are no hidden costs. For more info, come check us out at influencerstore.co.uk or drop us an email at online@influencerstore.co.uk for more information. And lastly, a massive shout out to all of you over in the clan, over at patreon.com/TeapotOne. Could not do this without all your support, folks. We've got a fantastic community going on over there. Everyone's so supportive of each other. We do the ride outs, we do the meetups, and obviously you guys get first choice for the questions on the podcast. Thank you so much for all your support. I hope you're all still enjoying it. Let's get back to the podcast.
And I was like, who
You're lucky it was your
fuck is that? Yeah, I mean, I was facing the right way, right? Facing the wrong way. Wrong way. But I just...
Should have spun around like I did.
Not interested if he's got big hands. There need to be small hands.
You're looking for Jerry McBeadle.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking, like, make me feel like that. Well, probably more that.
You're going to have to watch the video, folks. If you're listening to the podcast, you're going to have to watch the video for that one.
It was just a really thick, chody bottle of whiskey. That's a word I haven't used in quite a few years. Chode.
What's that?
Chode. It means a phallic appendage, which is wider.
You two using big words.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. Appendage and
phallus. Phallus.
But it's a chode is something that is wider than it is long. So it would be like
Bruce.
that.
How do you know this? How do you know this? Did you go to like a proper school?
Because I went to a school. It's not
I
actually
went to school.
We learned English as well.
Never came up at my school.
Yeah, but I don't think it's an actual word. I think it's something that someone's come
It's a
up
slang. I've never heard of it.
I'm sure it'll be somewhere. Also,
let us know in the comments, folks. Let us know in the comments.
Just text Ollie saying that comment's just been read out on the podcast, and he was like, I can't say what he said, but he said, I thought you were starting at 8.
No,
so yeah.
No.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what I would go with.
I think I agree with you, Mark, from near Leeds, as to who gets what. I think TMF butt plug, absolutely, he'd love that. Engagement ring,
more.
Engagement ring can't go to fish because the bloke's gone through a divorce. He's enjoying life, and I wouldn't do that to him. I think fish would love Vegas with the right group. For sure, and he'd have to be in the right mindset. But I think if you get fish in a good mood, he's going to be a riot. Richie Vida's got to be in the engagement ring. Same as you, Sam. He's got to sing to me. You could just sing to me, no problem at all. Was it you, Sam, that said that?
That was Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do think Rich. Well, I know Rich is a scream. He's an absolute scream on the beer. But I think for the sake of his marriage, I'll get engaged to him rather than send him to Vegas, and that'll be us. Nice one, Charlie. Cheers to that.
It sounds like you know something that we don't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice one,
Next
Charlie.
one,
Thank you. That was a
David
great question.
Hosey.
Oh.
Charlie is chunky bearded biker.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think
chunky
we're
bearded
friends
biker.
Instagram. We're friends.
I've
on
got
Instagram.
a couple of chunky biker type YouTube channels and Instagram accounts that follow, but Charlie's is chunky bearded biker. Right, so David Hosey. Question for Mark from near Leeds. Good man, David. Excellent. What product does he use to polish his head? Could he kindly let Sam know so that he can get his bike's headers cleaned up with a nice shine?
Yeah.
People don't hold back here, do they, Mark from near Leeds?
I know, David. I'm going to call you Dave as well because he hates it.
Don't. You'll be able to hear him from there.
Dogging Dave, double D. I've got him in my phone as double D, Dogging Dave. Because he's supposed to be like an executive driver that picks people up from the airport, but I think he just frequents all the dogging sites.
Just a serial killer, isn't he? He just goes. There'll be a series about him in years to come.
Yeah, Yeah, and it's like, okay, the new Baldy. That's all he says. Hello, Baldy, when I answer the phone to him. So
Slightly racist. Slightly racist.
it's not. It's just an accent, mate. It's just an accent. Get over it.
Next on, Debbie Clegg. How you doing, Debbie? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Hi, Debbie.
fantastic news. What a great start to 24. Question to all. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Scotch, neat or mixed, and preferred variant. I imagine there'll be a few empties by the end of chat.
My missus has just got
Scotch.
home. Emma. Oh, she's gone upstairs. She like creeps in the door when she knows I'm doing one of these.
Hi, Emma.
Did I tell you that last time I did one of these, she sat in the garage for like an hour?
Really?
She knew I was doing a podcast, so she was in the garage thinking she doesn't want to disturb me. So
No
she sat
way.
on her bike on her phone for like an hour. I'm like, you're a loser. I mean,
She's not a loser. She's brilliant.
Oh, mate, your
Anyway,
life is
sorry.
so over, isn't it? Isn't it? As soon as you get that house, have you got a spare room? Is there a spare room in the house?
A rebed.
You know what's happening there then?
I'm not going to say that.
Get ready for that.
That's going to be Mark when we've moved in. Butt plugs and all. Anyway, yeah. What was the question?
Debbie's asking.
Is Emma okay with that?
Yeah, she doesn't have a choice, mate.
Scotch, neat or mixed, and your preferred variant. First off, it's not Scotch, Debbie. Come on, we're not American. It's whiskey. So
Whiskey. And there's an E. It's depending
Guess
on
who's
where
phoning
it
me?
is.
David Ozzy's phoning me. Double D.
Have you read out my question yet?
yeah,
I mean, Scotch/whiskey is only applicable neat. You don't add not ice cubes or anything like that. Very occasionally, you add a drop of water to open up the flavors. That's as far as it goes, but nothing else. And favorite variant, I still maintain that my favorite one so far has been a Redbreast 15. I know I said that before, and you made a joke about children or something. I don't know, or the Japanese stuff.
I haven't tried that
really
yet.
nice.
Hibiki.
It's like 65 quid, so it's not 300 quid a bottle, and it's just really easy to drink. But most Japanese stuff is blended.
I absolutely 100% agreed with you about just neat whiskey until this Christmas. This Christmas, because my father-in-law,
you became weak.
Yeah, my father-in-law will have 1 cube of ice with his whiskies normally. And we had a couple of different bottles over Christmas. Some were really quite hard going, to be honest with you. It was like, oh, wow. Then we tried this one here, Jura, 18-year-old. And I really liked it. Neat. I thought, this is lovely. He had a cube of ice with it. And I said to him, why are you having ice with that then? Because to me, it's really nice. And he said, with some whiskies, either the ice or the water, but he says, this one, it's ice. He said, just try it with a cube of ice. So I did. And it went from like a nice whiskey to this really like sweet, not a liqueur, but it just changed the flavour, made it much smoother. And it was so nice to drink. It's like, rather than just drink it and go, yeah, it's a whiskey. It was like, oh, this is really nice.
Mm.
So, when you add the ice, do you drink it? Once you drop the ice in, do you start drinking it, or do you leave it a little while, for the ice to start to melt a little bit?
I just started drinking.
Yeah.
I was about 4 whiskies in by this point, so I just started drinking.
That's why it tasted good, because you were wasted.
It's just, remember. I don't touch, and I've never drunk whiskey. I've tried Bell's and this and that,
That's
but it's just like
Bell's isn't whiskey.
It's just fiery. It's just too fiery for me. You know what I mean?
Single malt.
You need to, see, this is the thing. So there's everyone that asked Moz, Ian Morris, the same guy that was mentioned before. Every time I put a picture on my Instagram story of whiskey, he'll send me like 15 throwing up faces because he hates the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but what have you drunk? Because I can drink certain types of whiskey. I'm like, well, what is this thing? But if you're used to drinking things like Monkey Shoulder, Bell's, JD, like they have their place, but it's not for drinking neat. Yeah, so if you toilet. For like washing down my pavement after I've washed my bike or something,
cleaning your chain. Sort of stuff.
No, don't. I'm not going to ruin my chain with that. But
mad for bikes for your chain lube,
and chains probably. I don't know. But,
I got chain lube from them.
Oh. I've got a different type of lube from them.
With his heated gloves. Anyway.
Yeah.
I thought you had another part. All right, okay.
Probably. I can ramble for hours.
What is your favourite whiskey then? Well, you already said Hibiki.
Yeah, the Japanese, or there's certain parts of whiskey in Scotland that I like, but I don't really like the Islay stuff. Like, I mean, I like a Lafroig, but some of those whiskies aren't amazing. I don't
They're
really
quite hard. I find Lafroig quite harsh.
Yeah, they're like a little bit TCP-y, that kind of thing. They can taste, but I find with that there's a bit of because I'm autistic and I watched 300 videos on whiskey when I started drinking it. There's a rule that stuck with me through quite a few videos where however aged the whiskey is, you leave it for that many minutes before you drink it.
Really?
Yeah. So you pour it. If it's the 18 year that you've got, pour it, leave it for 18 minutes, and it lets it like aerate and the oxygenates and all the flavors start coming out. And my dad hates that I say that because he's sitting there with like bottles of rum, just necking it like it's no tomorrow. But it does definitely help. Because I find, especially with the Islay stuff, is that if you pour it and drink it, it's like it really takes you back.
Lagavulin can be quite hard going. I think Lagavulin was a Islay whiskey, and that was one of the first I think I ever tried, and I found that quite heavy going. But I've tried it recently, and I quite liked it. I quite liked it. It's just where it depends, doesn't it? Because sometimes an older whiskey is much smoother than a younger whiskey. But I've also had like a 10-year-old whiskey, and that has been beautiful. I've tried like the 20-year-old, and it's like drinking bleach. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's heavy going.
But I think that's it. Like, I think it's quite nice doing the tours. Like, Mark, that might be something for you when you're up in Scotland next. We did a touring.
We won't let him in. He's not coming.
Yeah. Yeah. You're Mark from Leeds. You're not coming in.
I'm coming to Scotland.
So admit where you are. Yeah. Admit where you're from. Then you can come in.
But that's it. Yeah.
Leeds.
Near Leeds. Near. But I think
Mark from Wakefield.
It doesn't have the same ring, does it?
Don't ring, does it? You created me anyway, Bruce. You created me.
Yeah.
It's before I knew you were a fake.
It's your fault. I blame you.
But yeah, we did a Glen Turret distillery tour, and you just got to taste everything. You got the 10-year-old, the 12, the 15, the 18, the 21, and they gave you very little of the 21. But
sounds like Prince Andrew.
Yeah, until you got to 18, and then it wasn't interesting.
As much 12-year-old as you like.
Yeah, but you could almost taste where your taste buds go, if that makes sense. Like, I really liked the 18, I think it was, that I went for, whereas my dad went for the 12 because he preferred that. But that might be something for you to try, Mark.
Yeah.
What's your tipple of choice, Mark?
Yeah. Kia ora, I boogie, boogie, boogie.
Well, my go-to drink is Southern Comfort. I drink Southern Comfort.
With anything? What you put with it?
You're just such a failure in life.
Lemonade.
Lemonade?
Yeah. Or Sprite. Or Sprite.
May as well drink like Ginzano or whatever it is. God.
What? If I'm not a drinker, I'm going to drink something that I enjoy to drink. Yeah. So it's something easy. You know, I do like a bottle of Desperados as well. That's all right. I need stuff that's fairly light because I don't drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Desperados are just, they are like
piss.
They are
the like cloaking device beers. Desperados. You knock back like 8 before you know what's happened, and then all of a sudden you wake up.
You're spanned.
Like, where did last night go? What happened there?
That was ABR year before last.
Yarp.
I was gone.
I think you boys going to ABR this year?
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not this year. No. It's good though. It's a good event.
We'll get wasted then, Mark.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Are you doing a Thursday?
No, we're not doing VIP because I couldn't pay 70 quid for one extra night. Also, I'm going to be closer.
You get the full day, though. You get the full day.
Yeah, but then they go, oh, you get a free ticket. You can only have this particular burger, which there's 400 people queuing for it. So I think we're going to get you guys to go VIP. and then we'll come and join.
I've booked on. I've done. It's paid.
Oh yeah, you booked it all.
Yeah. Thursday to Sunday. So
it was a good crack last year. Yeah, it was a good crack.
Yeah.
Right, next one. Cheers for that question, Debbie. Hope all's well. That's all I'm going to say there. Robert Aitken, Happy New Year all. Question, what's the chances of Mark from Leeds getting his hat-trick of spanners at this year's clan get-togethers? Well, 100%. It's happening, isn't it? We know it's happening. We've got the North one, and then we've got the Scotland one. Absolutely. It's going to happen. Yeah. No debate in that, Robert. Thanks for bringing it up. It's happening. Bikers España. How you doing, Chris? Excellent news. Glad it's back. A couple of weeks ago, my wife, Gail, woke up to tell me that she'd had a dream that included Bruce. We'd been watching TeapotOne videos. That's what she tells you. Question 1. Which motovloggers do you dream about and in what context? I have actually had a dream about Rich. I can't remember what it was, but I remember waking up and going, why the fuck was I dreaming about Richie Vida? No, we weren't even doing that. We weren't making the beast with two backs. I can't remember what we were doing. I think we were just laughing about something, but I don't remember what it was.
He was pegging.
Yeah. Pegging.
For real.
Actually,
for real.
I should have said I had a dream about Richie Vida and Mark from near Leeds. That's what I should have said.
Yeah. Mark was in his hometown. Mark. He's still rich.
Yeah, but you're not a liar, Bruce. You've got your integrity, haven't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, what about you? Have you dreamt of anybody?
MFNL.
I have not, to be honest. Who
are you trying to kid? You dream about Sam every waking second of your life.
I don't need to dream about him. He's there when I need him. You see,
he's constantly. You're constantly FaceTiming him all the time, anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. I try to. You don't answer the phone anymore, though.
Yeah, it's just because you bring Ollie and all these other people instead.
Ooh, jealous.
This is just going to be a counselling session.
Yeah, a lot of the time they turn into that. Do you know I've genuinely missed that of the podcast? I think I said in one of my recent vids, I've missed that sort of just chance to just chat shit.
Yeah.
I've missed that. I used to, in my old job, I used to get that when I was like stood on post with blokes from work, and you could just chat shit for an hour or two.
Yeah,
but I don't do that
lads
anymore.
Talk. Yeah, just lads talk. Yeah,
I don't do that at all anymore. I'm just sat in the office.
Yeah, I live for it. Well, I'm management as well, so I'm further removed from it now than I used to be. You know what I mean?
You can't have a laugh anymore, can you? Because I'm exactly the same.
You've got to be really careful what you say. Yeah. So you can't say stuff like when we were messaging each other earlier on today. You know what I mean? Because Karen would come along and just chop your head off.
I hate that. Like bloke chat. And I know for a fact it's not just reserved for blokes, because I know lassies that speak like that. You know, when you're together as well, a lot of women have the same mentality, so it's not just blokes.
Yeah.
But I hate people who take offence when they see or hear conversations which weren't meant for a public audience. You know, so like in my old job, they're going through utter hell at the moment, a lot of coppers, from WhatsApp, because they have WhatsApp groups and things were said amongst the WhatsApp group, inappropriate sort of comments like what we have in ours, you know, and for whatever reason, I think somebody got nicked for something. They then seize your phone and then they then get access to your things. They go through everything to see what you've been doing. I'm not sure what the legalities of that are, because we couldn't do it with Scroats.
Second phone.
Well, yeah, but so then they get privy access to these WhatsApp groups, and then they go through it, and blokes have now found themselves like, well, one guy's gone to prison. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't exactly know what the content was, but a guy's gone to prison for it. Lots of other people are now losing their jobs and are on like real severe.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I think this is it. Like, you can't. Like, I mean, can you imagine sitting in prison and you've got a bloke next to you that's murdered someone? Yeah. And there's all these other blokes sitting around the table and women sitting around the table that have done these ghastly, horrendous acts of humanity. And you get, what are you in for? I sent a picture to someone that I shouldn't have done. And we made fun of someone.
I sent a picture of that black geezer with a massive cock in a dress. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, I got sent down for that. And you're like, what? That's insane.
I'm going to say this, 'cause talking about massive black geezers with huge cocks. I'm going to talk about this. My brother has got an R32 Skyline. So he bought this. I mean, he won't mind saying it was
I'm
this.
intrigued to know where you're going with this, Sam.
Yeah. Oh, it's worth it. I'll see if I can find the video because this is really going to sound dodgy if I don't give some context soon, isn't it? But he bought this R32 Skyline.
Too late.
He bought it as this absolute shitbox, and he has kitted it out. It's brilliant. It's won awards and stuff. It's that like level of like show car awards and whatever. It's all on air ride, the lot. And he messaged me before Christmas saying that he was thinking about buying this bigger engine for it, like an RB25 engine with all the stuff done to its 30 grand's worth of engine alone. Yeah. And I was sitting there going, that's quite cool. And then the one thing he sent me that I was like, yeah, buy it, was the dashboard is a full like digital dash. So it's all kitted out properly.
Rev counter.
Rev counter was, that black bloke that's sitting on the edge of the bed like this. And he's just got like this Mark from Leeds weapon. The rev counter was that. And that was the rev counter. I was sitting there, you've got to buy it. I mean, it's 15 grand for an engine, but you've got to buy it.
Have you not seen like there's a decal you can get for the back of your car, and the windscreen wiper is that black geezer's cock? Does that?
I've not seen this. I've not seen this.
I mean, Sam, it might just be the meme, but there was loads of them doing the rounds.
If you're watching this or listening to this and you're not sure what we're talking about, just Google images. Big black cock.
Sick.
Sorry, Mum. Sorry.
This has probably already been censored on YouTube. This will be demonetized now. Oh well.
Sorry, you get 15 views on it anyway.
Yeah, I know. I won't get my 32p. Oh well. Never mind. Right. So, Biker España, which motovloggers? I think we covered that ish. Question 2: what plans do you have for your channels this year? Nice one. Right. Good one. Who's got plans and what you doing?
Mark?
I'd like to get to 1,000 subs pretty soon, to be honest. Just to see what all this monetization's on about.
Everyone watching this, go and subscribe to Mark's channel. Let's get into 1,000. Just because I want to subscribe.
Can I say one thing? Can I just say one thing here? Because that could really bite you in the arse. Because if you get 1,000 subs and then no one watches your vids, YouTube's just going to go bag of shit. And they'll chuck it to the bottom of the queue. So genuinely, if you're going to subscribe, those people need to be watching the vids. They've got to start watching the vids. Because even me, say I got 80,000. If people aren't watching the vids, no, I don't mean it like that. I genuinely don't mean it like that. But if people aren't watching the vids, which was kind of happening for a bit of last year, the channel was just trying. I was getting like 6,000 views or something, which when you have 80,000 subs, that's not great. So like YouTube will just eventually go, well, okay, we're chucking this vid out to people. No one's really engaging with it. No one's watching it. So they just stop chucking it out to people. You know what I mean? And that's when you have to do something on your channel to try and trigger YouTube to start chucking it out to more people. So normal organic growth from people actually seeing your seeing your thumbnail, clicking on it, coming to the vid, watching a good portion of that vid, subscribing and watching another vid of yours. That's what you want. In a perfect world, that's what you want.
Yeah, just get your mum to constantly watch your vids over and over again like I do.
The beauty of being in your position at the moment, Mark, where you're sub 1,000 views, is that it's a lot easier to get a much bigger percentage of your current subscribers to be watching your content and sharing it and commenting and watching another vid. That will have a much bigger impact on the algorithm, I believe. If your current subscribers can watch all of a vid and then watch another vid, that would be a big boost, So if you can get your subscriber base to do that, brilliant. You'll see a big increase then.
I think also, Mark, I owe you not an apology because it's not really a problem, but obviously to monetize your channel was, even when I did it, it was 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that.
Yeah,
I didn't realise that they've done I was talking to Tom Murray about it at the weekend, the pasty guy in Cornwall.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's asked a question, actually. We'll be coming
It's
to
probably
him.
just when are you going to come and see the pasties? Because he said to me...
It actually is. I'm looking at it now. That's exactly his question.
Yeah, that was a banging pasty.
Yes, we'll talk about that soon.
He said to me that he'd monetized his, and I was like, you can't until you got to 1,000, or he's going to. And I didn't realize that YouTube had brought in a thing where you can monetize partially at 500 subs or something like that. If you've met the watch hours, you can monetize. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
They just changed it, haven't they?
Yeah. So, I said that was wrong. So sorry, Mark.
Sorry, right. Okay. I'll look at that. Yeah. But like, I'm closer to 4,000 hours watched than I am subs.
1,000 subs, yeah.
It's not on a level now. It's further on.
That's good.
I do sort of get decent watched views, decent views, like 1,500, 1,600. You know, I think that KTM video has done probably 10 or 12,000. You know,
mate, that's fantastic.
KTM.
That's fantastic.
KTM, mate.
Yeah. With like hundreds of subs, that's fantastic. What you need to look at now then is, why have they not subbed? That's what you need to address. Yeah. So I would be in your videos, ask people. Just ask. Don't ask them to sub. That's the worst thing you can do at the moment. Do not do that, because the AI is looking. AI looks and listens to your vids, and they don't want you saying, subscribe here. They don't want that. It goes down as a negative now for some reason. But if you can just say,
does that include the little pop-ups?
I don't know, but I'm starting to stop doing that myself, to be perfectly honest. Because what I watch a lot of content from like the YouTube specialists, and also who then have YouTube actual workers on their channels, and because nobody really knows what the algorithm wants. Even the YouTube folk don't know. It's like an organic thing now. It sort of self-learns and decides what it wants. But even the YouTube folk are like, it's probably the worst thing you can do is to ask for likes and ask for subs. Yeah. If people like your content, they're going to sub. So what I would do for you, Mark, anyway, is ask, in your actual vids when you're chatting your stuff and you're on the bikes, and just say, look, for folks that are watching now, if you've not subbed, can I just ask you, can you leave a comment and just let me know why you haven't subbed and what you would like to see in order to sub? Because that'll do two things, right? You'll get people who'll go, oh shit, I'm not actually subbed. So they'll hit subscribe. But you'll also get the engagement. People will start leaving comments, and that will really help you massively. Yeah. I get good engagement, which helps, which I kind of think is one of the main reason my channel's still surviving. It's because my views aren't massive, but the engagement's very good and the viewer retention's very good. So if you can get that on the up, that's another thing that will give you a positive.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it now. I get like sort of 10 comments minimum per video, into the 20s. Some, I did that. Did a ride down to my moto, with Rich. He were doing like a butty run that did 1,800 views. At. So
people love that content, don't they?
Yeah, it is. I was going to say, the one thing that, going back to us sort of saying about just chatting shit, like bloke shit, one of the videos I really love doing is you might remember it, Mark, because I think you watched it, but like, I just went out on the monkey bike and I just chatted shit for a bit. And it was just when the GS got released, and I went through the GS and this and that. The amount of comments I got on that, and people messaging me going, mate, I love that video. It was nothing, but it was kind of something. Yeah. And I think also the amount of blokes and women, I guess, as well, that once you've bought a house and your missus has strangled your twins and stuff, like, you don't get that interaction. You don't get that kind of bloke chat. So those kind of videos seem to do really well. But that did quite well on views, just because everyone commented. And also the other thing I do is, if I get 2 or 3 comments on a particular video that I did 6 months ago or 8 months ago, I'll go through and like all of the comments, just because then it's like a form of engagement. And also, if I like your comment, Mark, you might go, oh, someone's liked my comment, let me go and have a look. So there's, there's a lot of stuff.
I've always done that. Like, it used to be with YouTube on the Studio app, you could only see like the most recent 20 odd comments. It's how it
Right.
used to be. Now you can just scroll through to infinity and look at your comments. But it used to be only the top like 20 odd that it would let you see. And I always used to make a point of at least liking or like giving a thumbs up and a heart if it was a someone I really agreed with kind of thing. And then I'd engage with it and reply if I had the time and I could. I just assumed that's what you did, but
I always heart and I always like, unless it's someone being a twat, then they can get. Then I'll send a snarky comment back. But the
I'd
likes,
never do that.
Yeah, oh yeah, same,
No,
same.
I remember I passed a comment on some guy who made a comment something like, "Oh, we're seeing too much beard" or something like that. And you said something like "Cockwombles like you." There's, there's a cockwomble like you, and I just says, "Oh, he's got his tactical keyboard out and he's pressing every button." And he goes, "What you want about, bro?" Like that. He said to me, and I thought, oh, God,
It's
I don't
just
want to reply.
there's always like it's. I remember watching a video years ago of yours, Bruce, where you said you've got to grow a thick skin because the comments, like, I just stupid things, and it will bug me, and it still does bug me. But like someone commented the other day on my Cardo Pack Talk Edge video, and like, doing that like you don't know where a Cardo goes. But he just went, "Oh, I wonder how much Cardo paid you for this video." And I'm like, I literally, there you go. Yeah, you've got that. I'm not good enough, apparently. Cardo don't want to give me a discount code or anything. So apparently I'm not good enough. Yeah, apparently
they give everybody a discount code, Sam.
Yeah,
you need to have a word.
There's a guy at Bike Stop who, he's a lovely guy called Ollie, but all he did recently is he's put brand ambassador in his title on Instagram. Doesn't have a YouTube or anything like that. And Cardo gave him a discount. I was like, I'm going to ping them a message and say, I've got 50, 60,000 views on this video. What are you saying, kind of thing? Mm-hmm. I'm not asking for money. I just want a discount code. And they went, "Oh, we've got all of our brand ambassadors this year. So sorry."
The thing with Cardo, right, is when they do a good deal, like it has to be like 25% discount or above. When they do that deal, then it's worth your viewership. I'll clarify this. If they're UK based, then it's worth them using your discount deal. The reason being is that the brand ambassador type affiliate scheme that they run, it's purely through the American website, so you have to buy from the States. They will give you free shipping, so you don't get taxes, you don't get import duties and things like that. But even with that and shipping it over, and with your like 20% discount that you get, it's still going to be cheaper. Generally, it's always cheaper for someone in the UK to go to the likes of Bike Stop, Sports Bike Shop, buy it in the UK, because any discount that you get, generally, Cardo will give that, or there'll be enough leeway for the UK distributors to mark their stock down. Yeah. So they'll generally always be, unless Cardo give you that 25% or 30% deal that they do once or twice a year. When they do that, like I'll tell you now, as an affiliate, you make a killing. Like you'll make $3,500, in the space of a week. But that won't last. That'll just be for that period. You'll sell
like a blip. You get like a blip of it, and then
you'll sell a shitload, because nobody can beat that unless they offer it to the UK shops. If they can offer it to the UK shops, you won't get anywhere near that. But when you do get that good deal, you get a massive run. And I've been on at Cardo for ages about that, and just said, if you can offer me that exclusive deal, I can drive sales to you, because I believe in that. I believe in the product. I use it all the fucking time, and I've got loads of content based around it, so people can see, what it does and how it works. But they just don't do it. They won't do it.
I still use your video. I still use your video to pair. When you forget how to pair it.
Yeah.
Still with John, when you was with John that time.
Yeah,
that's so simple.
The app is so much easier. Just use the app.
I don't have mine connected to the app, and it's the only thing that's annoying, because to get my bike to control it, because I have the Garmin, I have the bike, I have the Cardo, and the only it's like a bit of a faff to get it to connect in the right way and get the bike to be the control, all that sort of shit. So I have my bike controls it. I have the display, so it comes up with my music on the Garmin, but I don't have my phone connected because that seems to bug it. But if I connect my phone to the bike, it's fine. So every time there's an update, I have to either connect it or do it through the PC.
My bike is connected to nothing. The bike just runs, and I've got my
it's
phone connected to the Cardo. That's it.
It's because it's
You
a
use a
GS.
yogurt
It'll
pot
probably
and
break
string,
down.
don't you, Bruce?
What's that, mate?
You use a yogurt pot and string, don't you? You're just a traditional bloke.
Tell you what I do have. Hang on.
It'd be a
Amongst
Cardo branded
yourselves.
one.
Lone Rider bags by any chance?
I do actually have. They've just sent me some new bags for the 1300, but they have to go on the rack. So, because they contacted me and said, "Oh, I see you've got the new 1300. We'll send you a rack, and you can use your old quick release bags on the rack." And no, but I was like, I've actually given those bags to somebody. So I'm really sorry. So they've sent me some new quick release bags, and they're sending the new rack when that becomes available, I think this month. So I'll get that on the new 1300 soon. But this is what I was going to say. See this here?
So I see an eye glove, like a heads-up display thing.
Right.
See that? It's a little heads-up display. It's from a company called Tillsburg. I've had this months. Tillsburg, if you're watching or listening, I do apologise. I've had this months. It works with Kalimoto, and I've not had a chance to try it. Well, I've just not tried it yet. But I will be out this month to do some work on that.
So who have you give the bags to then?
I'm not going to say that one here. I'm not going to say that one here.
I asked for them though. If you're not giving them to me, Bruce.
The person that has them didn't ask for them, but I thought they were a very worthy recipient, so I asked if they'd like them, and they gratefully received. So thank you very much for that.
I bet they did. Yeah,
yeah, and they took the bags too.
Yeah. If just to interject here, if anyone from Lone Rider, I'm looking dead into my camera right now. If anyone from Lone Rider's development team is currently watching this,
give them to me
or
give
listening, why the sweet baby Jesus do you not do a rackless system for any other bike other than the S?
Good point.
Because like the market, I mean, I get it. 10 years ago, GS.
It's because the GS is developed reckless. It's reckless, isn't it? The GS.
Yeah, but
it's got its own look. It's got its own lugs.
On the Super Adventure, you could there's a bit on the back which you could unbolt that, have a thing that clips onto that, so you haven't got this massive rack on your bike.
You know why?
Job done.
Do you know why?
Because it's the most boring bike in the world.
No, because the Super Adventures spend more time in the garage. They're not on tour, are they?
Yeah,
being repaired.
I've done more miles on my bike than you've done on your bike.
It's but I drive a car to work, mate.
I'll give you my 10 pence worth on this, right? That rackless system is brilliant. It is brilliant. Is it worth 1,100 quid? No, I mean,
but then I'd ask for
it's a ridiculous amount of money.
I'd ask for a free one.
You know, it's premium luggage. It genuinely is premium luggage. The quality's shit hot, the material's shit hot, but sales pitch over and done with. It's only suitable. It's only suitable for road riding. You can't take those quick release rackless bags off road because they'll eventually
pop off.
I wouldn't do it though.
Yeah. So my choice is definitely using the rack. So I will have the rack. I mean, obviously, if Lone Rider end up sending me the rackless ones, I'll put them on and do some content on it, but I will put the rack back on. Not that I do a lot of off-road, but when I do it, you know, I want the option to have
You do it fairly well. You do it fairly well, mister.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard, is it, Mark? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah. I wish I'd have stuck a camera in your face that day we were in North Yorkshire Moors.
Mate, I've still got to edit it. And I tell you what, you're holding me up in a lot of the footage, but, you know, I'll save your blushes.
Bruce, do me a favour, man. You were spent that day. I didn't even hear a peep out of you that day. I look at the footage and think, what am I going to do with this? Because I think I say about 3 words the entire day. Yeah, I think you said 3 words to everybody.
This is bollocks. I think that's what I said.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't use it off road though, and that's to go back to the bags. I think I've got that tail pack, which I used to have the top box on all the time, and now I put the top box on for trips and whatever, which is when hashtag Top Box Divider Man comes into it. There you go, Mark.
Thank you.
The tail pack is brilliant. I love it. It's so useful. It's waterproof. It does everything I want it to. It's small. It's nimble.
Which one
to
is
use. It's literally called the Lone Rider tail pack.
Okay, yeah, right.
But it's waterproof. It's really, really nice. And on a trip down to France that we did last year, I would have bolted 2 panniers on, taken them all the way down there, dumped them off at the hotel or wherever we're staying, and then sodded off into the mountains, which is what I want from panniers. I don't want to be. I know they've got like Kieran Mibiriat, or however you say his surname. I'm going to butcher that, but he does the off-road stuff on the Africa Twin, like launching it around corners and jumps and stuff with the bags on, which I assume is the racked system. But I don't want racks on my bike because it looks. It ruins the lines of the bike.
I love the look of it with the racks, and the racks give you that added bit of protection.
But you've got you've got a tractor.
Yeah, true.
I've got an engineered sports machine.
No, you don't. But yours does look shit hot. I mean that decal. I'm going to suck your Tadger for a while. That decal kit you've got on that Super Adventure is mint. I saw it in the flesh at ABR and the bike, and it looks mint. Really does look good. I did look at it and think, shit, that look. I've looked. They don't do them for the tractors.
Yeah, have you seen the one that Dab Rabbit are doing?
Who?
Dab Rabbit. It's a Korean company, and I like some of their kits look really cool, but the ones they've bought out for the 1300 look.
All I want for the 1300 is the little side bit of fairing that's silver. I want that black. I'm going to get that wrapped black. And then I want the oh god, what's it called? You know, the bit on the front forks. Jesus Christ, not the yoke. Is it stanchion? The fork stanchions? That bit that's silver. It's like, make that black. It's supposed to be triple black. Just make the whole bloody bike black. I want that, and I just want something really subtle on the bike, just to make it a little bit different.
See, that's what I wanted with mine.
Like a dildo, a big dildo on the back of it.
No, because that just
like
that disappears as soon as he sits on the bike, mate.
Yeah.
The thing is, at the moment, the 1300 is still fairly rare. There's not many about, but I think come the spring that'll change.
Yeah.
Although come the spring, the 1390s in full, and I think there's going to be a big shift of people who are off put by the new headlight and shape and all the bullshit that they're listening to about.
If they see the 1390 headlight, like have you seen like I love the 1390 Super Duke headlight, but obviously with the Super Adventure they're going to incorporate the radar, and the problem with that is if it's anything like the one I saw on the sketch or the leaked shots, it doesn't look amazing.
Back in a second, guys.
Amazing.
Why, where are you going? How very dare you?
I have to get a drink, sorry.
Okay. But the one thing...
Okay, I get that.
I have to say with Motor Pro Works, I didn't, like being completely open with you, I didn't really know they existed until I looked at, which should be banned because they're KTM, like official whatever. When they contacted me and said, like, are you interested? I looked and I was like, oh, wow. Like all of these kits, because I don't want anything ostentatious and in your face. Like I want the bike to be that, but I don't want the kit to be that. I don't want to pull up somewhere and someone just goes, what has he done to that?
Yeah.
You know, like when 44 Teeth do their, it's not the Munter of the week, but what's it called? Oh, when they do like their really awful bike of the week kind of thing, when they do their podcast. I don't want my bike to be, you've got like orange bits and all this sort of shit. But the Motor Pro Works stuff does look really nice. But they've said to me that they'll do a decal kit every year. So every season they'll send me a new decal kit. But I'm kind of sitting there going, I really like my one.
Yeah, yours looks mint.
Because it's just not.
But can you not just turn around and go, no, like if they launch one, you can just turn around and go, I don't like that. And just give them the feedback and go, no, I don't, because that's what I do. Like if I have a sponsor and they produce something that I don't like, then I'll just be like, I'm sorry, I can't put my name to that. And if it costs you the sponsorship, it costs you the sponsorship. But
the thing with Motor Pro Works, which is really nice, is they basically just went, what kit do you like? Let's adjust it. Because they just go, oh, well, what colour do you want this to be? And what colour do you want this to be? And I just go, this. Can you change that logo to this? Yeah. And they do it all. Like, and anyone can do that. So what they'll do is they'll go, we've got 4 kits coming out in the next month or 2 months. Which ones do you like? And I'll go, that one, but I want it like that strip of orange that runs around the tank of mine.
Yeah.
Isn't orange on the actual kit. It's black or grey. And like even things like the 1290 logos aren't white, they're grey. So you can't, it's way darker. But as soon as I went, actually, no, orange there and white bits there, and can you change this logo and can you make that white and all this sort of stuff? They do it all for you and then just print it and send it to you. It's brilliant. See, 15% off with my code. Thanks, everyone.
I'm not too sure.
Stickers and decals on the 1300 because it's been ceramic coated.
Ceramic coated.
So you can't put decals over the top of that now. They'll just come off. They'll eventually just come off. So no, I can't do that.
You have to put it on your Super Adventure, mate.
I'm not too sure if I could put stickers on every season because I did it. I put some on my 350. I put my own MFL 33 on my 350. And when you start a job and you go, oh God, I wish I hadn't have started this.
Who's MFL?
Tis I.
But you know,
MFNL. Right? Yeah.
And
no,
MFANL.
There's no N. There's no N. There's no N.
MFANL is your new name. You're welcome.
I love that.
Yeah.
His name, obviously.
And do you know I've got a personal plate for the 350 as well, which says MFL.
I am not surprised.
Yeah.
Don't you like it?
You wait until ABR. That's not going to say MFL anymore. I'm going to put a little sticker that says near on it.
Right, bringing it back on course. Sam, what's your plans for your channel this year?
Did I answer?
Yeah,
you did.
I think
1,000 subs. You said.
Oh,
yeah. So it's following the same sort of footsteps. I'm like 8,800 or 8,700 subs. I was so on wanting to get 10,000 subs this year or last year, but I just missed it. So that was really annoying. So not that it matters, but it's kind of just like I feel like I've done something, which is quite nice. But I didn't do all my videos at Christmas, so I didn't lose subscribers. So that's a plus. So I'd like to hit 10,000.
I love that series.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Why have you not got 10,000 subs?
I don't know. You haven't shouted me out enough.
But it shouldn't be down to that.
On your Patreon,
it shouldn't be down to that because there's plenty of channels out there and relatively new channels who have way more. And I look at their content and it does nothing for me. Like I'm not interested in it. You know, like the thumbnails don't. Sometimes the thumbnail will attract me. I'll be like, okay, what's this? But the first sort of 10 seconds of the vid, I'm just like, I'm bored shitless. So I'm not even going to watch it now because I just kind of think there's so much competition out there, and I include me in this. You know, I see it in my viewer retention. That first 10 seconds, there's just it's like a drop off, isn't it? But that's the game. You've got to try and hook people and hold them. Yeah, but
to be fair though,
your vids are entertaining. So like, why? But they are. You know what I mean? Like you have. There's a lot. Yeah, but there's a lot more character and a lot more like you that comes through in your content than a lot of these other vids.
I think
why are they not engaging? Why are they not attracting?
I think I'm
people?
an acquired taste. I think there's a lot of people out there that will just read a spec sheet, and it depends on the market. Like a lot of my subscribers seem to be the younger generation of bikers, so they're like late 20s to mid to late 30s, maybe some early 40s kind of thing. That seems to be a lot of my subs. So, and a lot of the comments I get, and people when they see me are like, oh, I'm really bored of people just reading out a spec sheet. Oh, it's really nice to see someone ride a bike and go, I don't care about the specs. Does it make me feel...
They watch those videos?
Yeah.
That's what fucks me off. They watch those vids.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I mean, again, it doesn't really bother me. I'm kind of in that. I remember watching a video of Richie's years ago where he got questioned. It was like a Q&A video he did. And it was all about that someone asked, oh, you should have more subscribers. And he's kind of like, yeah, but I'm organically growing. That's all. Yeah. Like, so it would be nice to hit it because I've been doing this for 3 and a bit years now. And it'd feel like a bit of actually, yeah, it's quite cool.
Well, you've been doing it for like 13 years. Jesus.
Yeah, but by the time I'm like your size, I'm going to have a beard down here longer. But yeah, my actual plans for the channel, I want to do a couple of trips, obviously. Depends on how good the 1390 Super Adventure is. I may upgrade because
Don't bullshit. That's happening. That's happening. Of course it is. If you
I
can
mean,
afford it, that's happening.
Yeah,
He's buying a house, you know.
Yeah, have I mentioned that?
Would you get on finance or would you buy outright?
Finance.
Yeah,
I can't afford. Also KTM residuals. I can't afford to buy outright. But
why do they lose the value so quick?
Because they offer discounts all the time.
Your KTM would be worth less than my GS right now. My GS is 8-year-old.
No, because yours has been crashed and changed 15 colours. But
it was a slight nerf.
Yeah,
it was a love tap.
But the problem with KTM, and I maintain, fair enough, years ago when the bikes weren't reliable, they had to bring people in. But my bike has been faultless, pretty much. I don't know. I'll mention the odd preload error and stuff like that before, but 9 times out of 10. But I know not even that. It's way more. 99% of the time, I don't get a single problem with it.
Yeah.
And it'd be that it's -8 outside, and I get a preload error because the battery isn't. I haven't let it warm up properly or whatever. I don't know.
Have you got that annoying lithium battery?
No. I replaced my battery because it was 2 years old and it started just getting some weak starts.
Yeah.
And I was going up to Scotland in the cold season. I was just like, I'm going to replace it. Even if it's not shagged, I'm going to replace it just in case. But yeah, the bike's been faultless. The service I've had from KTM in Hemel, KTM Centre, has been second to none.
That's key.
They're fantastic. To the point where I'm moving an hour and a half away from where I am now, but I'm still going to go to them because they're brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, KTM residuals. Yeah. But yeah, so you'll buy a KTM for 16 grand, 17 grand, and you'll buy that. And then 6 months later, KTM will go, hey, we're doing a deal for 14 grand. So if I've got a 3 months old bike, I can't sell that for more than 13.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy I follow on Instagram who's just bought a Super Duke R, and he bought it for 13.5 grand. A Super Duke R, and you're sitting there going, the new one's going to be 19 grand. And Dave Ashpole, there you go, Dave, there's your mention, mate. But Dave messaged me going, yeah, but it's a 19.5 grand bike, the new Super Duke 1390. I'm like, yeah, but wait 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. If they can sort of BMW, when was the last time they did a good deal on a GS when a new one wasn't coming out?
When it's not coming out, they don't do it. But
Precisely.
Literally a month or two before the 1300, they were trying to shift the stock of 1250s. So you're getting 3.5 grand off a top spec 1250. That was the time to buy one.
But that's it, and it's when the new one comes out. But KTM do it 8 months after.
Yeah, they do, and they do it all the time.
You could get a good deal on them trophies, couldn't you? The trophy colours.
Yeah. Well, do you know Rich, the huge Scottish guy that I went?
Yeah, Richie.
Up to Scotland? He bought a new 1250 on a deal. So, but I think that's it. That's what kills the residuals. Because everyone I'm on a Facebook group for KTM. Every Facebook group for KTM.
I'm on a Facebook group for KTM.
Yeah. Did you see there was someone got asked the other day if he should buy a new 1290, the new one, 2023 model, whatever he was after? And every single comment was, fucking love this thing. It's brilliant. I've had no problems. I've done 15,000 miles. I've done 30,000 miles or whatever. Every single comment was like that. There wasn't a single negative comment on there.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, if you go back 3 years, it was, the battery's shit and the electronics is shit and everything. So I don't know. But yeah, so I think I'm going to hit, let's go back to the question.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hit 10,000 subs if I can, because that'd be cool. I want to do 50,000 miles on my bike, maybe 60, just so I could beat your GS review. I'm sort of on the fence of whether I buy a 1390 Super Duke and a Super Adventure, but that's a bit of a piss take.
And Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm paying 140 quid for the Monkey, so I just engine swap the Super Duke engine into the Monkey. But yeah, and that Monkey bike is Emma's just walked in the room. She's going to listen to me talking about my bikes. Hi.
Hi, Emma.
Bruce said hi.
Hi, Emma.
Mark
Aye.
said, "I want you." But yeah, the monkey bike is. I bought that literally for content as a pure bit of a laugh, and the first couple of videos were shit. Like no one watched them.
Really?
But yeah, like no one cared about it because I guess everyone just has an adventure bike, so that's what they want to see. But that thing, I've done a few little mods to it. It's just fucking hilarious to ride. It
Yeah, I
is
love
so. You know when you went and did your small
125.
big little bed,
Yeah, big
that
little.
thing, that thing. Oh, it's just every time I ride it, I park it anywhere I want, like on the pavement. It doesn't matter. People don't. Traffic wardens have walked past it because they're just like tiny bike.
Yeah. Oh, a kid's left his bike.
Park it. Yeah, it doesn't have rear ABS, so you can skid it everywhere, and it's hilarious. I've done things like I haven't fitted them yet, but I've got like stronger clutch springs and all this sort of stuff, so you can pop the front wheel up quite quickly. Like I've got a smaller front sprocket to do that as well. It's just fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna keep going that. I'm gonna do the Tet on it, the Welsh Tet.
Really?
Yeah, because I just thought, why not? And then in May, there's a thing called the Taffy Dakar, which is like a Welsh version of. It's an off-road course. It does bits of the Tet and all sorts of stuff, but it's all for non-enduro bikes. So you can't go if you have an enduro bike. You have to have something else. So you could turn up on your 1250 or 1300 GS, fine. And I messaged the organisers and I just went, "Can I come on a monkey bike?" And they just went, "If you want to, like, fair play." And then Joe, the guy I went France with, has just sent me a message today. He's just ordered
Joe Mama.
Yeah. He sent me a screenshot today with a deposit at Honda. And I asked him what it was, and it was a monkey bike. So he's going to join me on those.
Mate,
so I'm going to do a few of those.
Can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
Mongol Rally.
I want to. If I can get the time off work.
Wow.
Like, what it's like, but the problem is it's like 8 weeks off, or I think someone did it in 13 weeks or something, wasn't it?
No. You can do it. I think you could do it in like 10 days, 2 weeks. You can do it in that. But, it's up to you. It's up to you.
I want to do
where
it
you go,
I think
how you
hilarious.
Get there. Yeah.
But
it's on my list of things to do. I'd love to do that.
Well,
not sure where it stands at the moment with the current Russia situation.
Political situation, yeah.
Yeah, not sure. But I mean, you work out your own route to get there. So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So I'd love to do it. There's a few other miscellaneous things. Like there's, not to bring the mood down, but there's a guy messaged me or came up to me at Bike Stop the other week and said there's a family friend of his who's a 16-year-old girl that's got a terminal cancer. And he was like, "Can you do something with your channel to sort of get awareness, even raise money or whatever it is? Like, it'd just be lovely to get something." So I'm sort of thinking about what I could do with that. I thought a Land's End to John O'Groats on the monkey would be quite funny. Hopefully, again, like if I came through the Highlands, through the peaks, through Wales, and then down to Cornwall, it might get some views. But I kind of want to do something better. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a few people doing stuff like that now.
Yeah.
Like the no motorway thing. There's a couple of guys doing it soon, actually. I just saw a post from Will Brooker from Group 1 Brighton, where I got the 1300. He just posted up. A couple of his mates are doing a John O'Groats to Land's End, no motorways. Basically what I did with two of my mates last year. They're doing the other way, and they're doing it for some charity thing.
Yeah. So I'd love to do that.
Brian and Steve.
Yeah, Brian and Steve.
Brian and Steve, yeah.
But
they're my mates as well. Good lads. Good lads.
I've got friends.
They are good boys.
No, they're good lads, are they?
Yeah. What else could you do then? What about, like, I want to do, well, I've said I'm going to do it, so I have to do it. It's just trying to find logistically the time for it. But I'm going to cycle around the UK. So like the coastal route around the UK. What about doing something like that on a monkey bike, but on the roads? It's going to take you, you're not talking a 2 or 3 day thing.
6 months. You do realise it's got 9 horsepower, right?
You're probably looking at a 10-day, 2-week ride there, because it's about 4,500 miles, I think.
Brian did it, didn't he? Brian did it, Peaky Biker. He did the coastal. He did the coastal
one,
round,
did he?
Yeah. Around the UK, for charity.
Ah, yes, yeah. He did actually message me about that.
He did it last year. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a coastal one he did.
Yeah, he did it in 10. I think he did it in 10 days or something like that, or less. I think he did it pretty quick. But he he was putting some major mileage in. He's documented it on his YouTube
Brian,
and whatnot.
I know you listen to the podcast, mate, at times, so I do apologise. I thought it was like a John O'Groats Land's End thing. I didn't realise you were doing.
No,
Oh, wow.
no,
Fair play.
I'm pretty certain. Yeah,
Fair play, mate.
I'll have to check that out. Yes, that's what I've said. I'll do. I said I'll cycle it, but it's just, for me to cycle that is a good 4 months.
I mean,
it's like, when do I do that?
Also, how much cycling do you do? Because I think this is so.
None.
Before I got into biking, I used to cycle a lot, and I did it based on like I've got a full road bike with clip-in pedals and the lot in there in the garage. But I used to like full on. I've got like Rafa bibs.
It's all thinking about you, Bruce.
Yeah, I used to do it. I used to do it in and out when I lived Elephant and Castle. I used to cycle out to Catford every day. Yeah.
I used to cycle into London 3 to 5 times a week on like from Hertfordshire, so it's 25 miles each way. Jesus. And I did that to save money, but I really got into cycling. And there was one day where I decided that I was going to do this, the longest ride I've ever done. It was like 140 miles. And I got 90 miles in, and there's a term in cycling called bonking, which is literally just when you've used all of your glycogen stores, you are done. Mm-hmm. And I got 90 miles in. It was pitch black outside. It was raining, and I got a puncture in my rear tyre. So I was like, okay, well, I'll fix this. And because it was dark and I was in the middle of nowhere, I was up in Cambridge somewhere, I was using my bicycle lights to light up the tyre so I could see what I was doing. Right. Fixed the puncture, and my light started flashing, which is what it does when it dies. And I had a backup light, and I hadn't put the battery in it. I had the rechargeable battery. So I called a mate of mine who had a Corsa VXR at the time to come and pick me up. And I called him and went, mate, I'm an hour and a half from where you live. Can you come and pick me up? And that was only 90 miles, and I was...
And did he do it? Did he come and get you?
Yeah.
Good lad. Good lad.
So, yeah. I mean, he's sold his bike now. So he was the guy that commented on your Instagram asking about something about my height. That guy.
Right. Well,
but he sold his bike. Yeah. Yeah, he sold his bike, so his opinion doesn't matter anymore.
We're 2 hours in, and I think we've done 5 questions, and there are a lot.
Come on, Mark.
Okay, right, I'm going to speed this up now. Chris, my plans for the channel this year, I'm touring. It's all about touring. I'm off to Toro end of this month to do a 1250 versus 1300 review on and off road. January and February, I've got a couple of talks that I'm doing for clubs. March, I'm in the States for 10 days doing a tour from Kentucky down to Key West via the Daytona Bike Week. April,
Sorry, Bruce, just on that. When will that video be out? When will that American video be out then? Are you going to hit that really straight away, or?
No, I'm trying to get things done chronologically. I've got my son on board at the moment, although he's very slow, but my son is supposed to be helping me with the editing. He did the Forest Frolics, those 2 vids, one in the snow. He edited them. There's a Wales series, two Wales vids that I did with Adventure Bike TV. I normally do a tour with them every sort of end of March, beginning of April. So he's editing that at the moment. I'm editing the first tour from last year, Scotland. So I've got to get through all the tours from last year before I'll start this year's ones, and a few other bits and bobs. But I'm a wee bit ahead. I spend my life. I just spend my life in here editing, but I love it. So, pardon me. So this year's vids.
Sorry, I'm cutting.
This year's vids. I mean, that America vid will probably, I'd imagine, that will probably surface, August, September time. I'd have thought. Depends. If amazing things happen on that trip, then I'd be foolish not to chuck that to the top of the list and get that out. But at the moment, I'm trying to do things chronologically. I've got one more California Superbike School vid to come out, level 4 that I did. So that still needs to come out. But I've just got a ridiculous amount. I've got 2 Switzerland trips that haven't been edited yet. A Canaries trip from the year before last that hasn't been edited. So, then I'm doing a big trip. I'm doing a big trip down to Greece with Canary Moto from Slovenia to Greece in June. So that's going to be another epic. That's like a 14-day trip, that. So yeah, it's a busy year. It's just all touring for me, to be honest. I'm trying to In fact, I'm not going to mention this on the podcast because I find I talk about stuff and then other people jump on it, that listen and watch. So
Yeah.
I'm going to keep this one. I mean, I'll tell you boys after, but I'm going to keep this to me, close to my chest. But yeah, I've got a few ideas for a few things for the channel this year. We'll see.
Is that other one dogging?
Dogging goes without question, obviously.
Good.
Obviously.
That's why talking to David Ozzy, because Dogger Dave will give you some good sight. Yeah.
Or D-Man, as he's known to me.
Double
Cheers, Chris,
D-Man,
Biker Hispania. Thanks very much for those questions, mate. Right, I'm going to pick up the
Chris as well.
pace.
Hello, Chris.
Was that Biker Hispania?
Biker
That was
Hispania,
like
yeah,
question
Chris.
3. Oh, sorry.
I know. We have a lot to get through, so I'm going to really pick up the pace. Let's try and batter through these. Reverend Al. Evening, guys. Happy New Year. Thanks very much, Al. Same to you, pal. Okay, here's an idea. If you guys were abducted by aliens and had to explain your obsession with motorcycles and the need to video all your exploits, could you do it? And would it be a spiritual experience? I'd describe it myself as a necessary part of life. What do you think? Ooh.
That's a good one.
It's just freedom, isn't it? It's just like
Biking's
bikes
freedom for me.
Yeah.
Biking's life, really.
Yeah.
If I'm not riding and I haven't got bikes in my life, I don't like the person I am. I don't like the person I become. No. I need to vent it. I need to vent frustrations and anger that seems to build up, and that's how I do it. I don't play rugby anymore. I don't do the gym or anything. Biking is what I do. So that's how I get it. And I like, for me, video editing. Video editing is exposing me to a creative side of me that I didn't know was there and didn't think I have. And I don't really think I do have it to any extent, but I'm starting to dip my toe in it. So that's why I do it. And then I love the whole community that Teapot has exposed me to, and the sort of this whole community that's built up round about it. So yeah, that's why I do it.
Yeah.
Next.
I'd mirror it. I think
100% me too.
Yeah, the only thing I guess it's one of those things where like people at work sort of make jokes about, oh, you're into bikes, or you're going out with your bike friends and stuff. I'm like, don't like until the Vietnam special of Top Gear where Clarkson, everything up to that, he was like absolutely hate motorbikes. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, I get it.
I get it.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Same for me. I can't really add any more to that. It's just, it's like getting out on the bike's like turning the shower on when you get into the shower. Kind of like that. Yeah. And then,
you have a wank out on a bike?
Yeah. Doesn't everyone?
Freak.
It's those box of vibrations that do it.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, Mark, I've had 3 beers. The filter is now gone.
Where's the whiskey, boy?
Yeah.
Well, it's coming. I just need to finish this last can, and then the whiskey.
What about the whiskey?
Hey. Cheers, Al. Thank you very much for that, mate. I could sit and chat about that for another half hour, but we do not have the time.
Shall we?
RZ Ted. And not a moment too soon. A Bru Time challenge for you and your guests. Get through this one without once mentioning the GS. Failed it.
Yeah, failed.
I think we failed that before we even started the podcast. Rebecca Christie. How you doing, Rebecca? Evening all, and seasons and greetings to you. Now, I know none of you know me that well. Yes, we do. But I have been kidnapped.
Yeah, we do. We definitely know you.
I've been kidnapped and being held somewhere in Mongolia. How are you getting to me? You can only choose 2-wheeled transport. And what are your bribes to my captors? If you successfully rescue me, what am I rewarding you with? Money, no object. Looking forward to this podcast. Have a great chat, Bex.
That last question's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Well, it could open up a door that I'm not going to... Emma's still sat there, so I'm not going to entertain that one.
Oh,
she's looking at me now. She's looking at me.
Is Emma under your computer desk by any chance?
Next, we're not made of wood, but we'll not go into that.
We've been together 6 years, mate. That doesn't happen anymore.
Wait till you get married.
Yeah, wait till you've got them bedrooms to fill.
You're not even old hands anymore.
You'll be better mates.
Transport, it's got to be monkey bikes, isn't it? We've already discussed it. 3 monkey bikes. Yes. Let's go. We'll be like the 3 amigos. In fact, let's get monkey bikes, do the Mongol rally, and dress up like the 3 amigos. Have you seen the 3 amigos? You must know that film.
I'm not 58.
Yeah.
Sam, That'll be right up your Straza. Watch The Three Amigos. You'll love it.
Yeah,
It's
brilliant.
Martin. What's his name? He was in Inner Space.
Is this going to be like
Steve Martin? Steve
Yes.
Martin, wasn't it?
Steve Martin.
I can't
Chevy
remember who
Chase.
owns it. Chevy Chase, yeah.
And Martin. Oh God, what's his name? He was in Inner Space, another classic film.
I can't remember him.
You need to see it. Okay,
Is it going to be like one of those
Amigos.
things? Because my dad constantly goes on about how funny, what's it called, like Mrs. Brown's Boys is and stuff like that. And I'm like, I watch it and I'm like,
I don't find it funny.
It's just,
I don't find it funny.
Okay, fine. Well, if it's not that kind of humour, I mean,
No, it's better than that.
I say he constantly says that, but he probably said it like 15 years ago. But there you go.
I will put a bottle of Jura on it. That's how much that's how much I think you'll find that. I think you'll find that film right up your Straza. Oh,
fine.
Shit, sorry.
I'll probably forget what it's called, so you have to message me.
The Three Amigos. Right. What are your bribes to the captors? By the time we get there on monkey bikes,
spanking the monkey bikes.
Bruce wasn't looking for the first of that.
We've already spanked the monkey bikes.
Yeah. Just don't tell them what I actually mean.
I tell you what, I'll say to them, I'm Mark from Leeds, and I sell dividers. And you want some dividers?
And they'll say no.
And they'll just fall asleep, and then we can all just go then. Bex,
well,
no problem at all.
There's a solution.
Yeah, and then exactly. And then
we'll let them talk to Mark from near Leeds
break a free
for 5 minutes. They'll be unconscious, and we can all just ride off into the sunset on our little monkey bikes.
As a backup plan, one of you two turn up on your GS. They will fall asleep before we even get to the door, and then Rebecca could just walk out.
What, just on hearing the engine coming in the distance?
Yeah. Oh, there's another Boxer. Is it an R9T? Oh no, it's a GS.
Oh, look at the front end of that.
Yeah.
They'll all run away. Yeah, that's our specs. Thank you very much for that question.
That's just you, Bruce, isn't it? On an open face helmet. Look at the front end on that.
Oh, sorry, Brad Pitt. I forgot. Yeah. Rodney Brown. Looking forward to it. I've missed the podcast. Happy New Year, Bruce. Thank you very much, Rodney. Cheers, pal. I've missed the podcast too, actually. Phil Welch, Big Phil. Good to see the podcast back. Question to you all. What is your most bizarre online purchase, and do you still have or use it? Oh, Sam, this has got your name all over it.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. See, this comes into what me and my mates buy each other, like just as weird gifts, right? So I don't still have it, I don't think anyway, but I bought one of my mates a mug, a color changing mug, you know, the heat ones where they're all black and then they reveal a color.
Yeah.
And I basically threw together a Photoshop of so one of our other mates put a picture of him up topless on holiday, and this was it was the mate on holiday with his nipples as eyes, and various other stuff, and then I had a picture of my mate licking said nipples from the eyes, and it was this very elaborate, weird Photoshop job of this really odd photo, and I bought him that. And I think the people that making it will probably be like, "What the fuck has happened with this guy's life?"
Can you imagine the stuff that they get sent? Those custom mugs, custom card type. They must get some stuff through.
Yeah, like I'm sure, like that was pretty weird. But I'm sure there's something weirder that I've bought before.
Now you will have never, because you're a little babby, you will never experienced the joy, embarrassment, and fear of turning up at like Boots the chemist to pick up your photos that have been developed from your holiday. Because back in the day when it wasn't digital, you used to take pictures and you had no fucking idea what was on that film. If you left your camera lying around anywhere, or those disposable ones, you just leave them lying, and you didn't know what was on there till you turned up. You had to go to Boots or go somewhere, hand them the film, and they'd print them physically off. I sound so old. But like you didn't know, and sometimes you get there, and there'd be a note, and it would just be like, we can't. These are not to be released to the customer. You're not allowed, and you're not coming. Don't ever bring anything back here. And you're like, what's on this? What's on there?
Is that how you used to print off dick pics, and then you had to post them and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's how we did it in the day.
Yeah.
But actually, back in the day, it was one of those flip books.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you enlarge this, please?
In fact, I'll tell you a story here. Back in the
Here we
old
go.
bill, back in the old bill, right? We used to have like a physical little. It was called an IRB. It was basically an arrest book. So it's this little wee white book that you used to get, and every time you arrested somebody, you'd put in like the suspect details, witness details, injuries, clothing descriptions, everything. It was like your evidence to go to court with. And then you put in all your evidence as to why you arrested somebody and what they said, and like proper. This is evidential. Goes to court. When they go to court, all the different sides, prosecution and defence, everyone gets access to this. The judge, they can all read everything that's in there. If you left anything lying around in the nick, it got cocked. Everything got cocked. Witness statements, the IRB, your hat. Anything that got left lying around, someone would draw a cock in it. And it could just be a massive penis on one page. Or, as often happened in these little incident arrest books, you would get like a flip chart of a cock. So it would start off with a little droopy cock, and then it would go up, and it would do what happens when that happens. And then it would go back down again, flaccid. And you'd end up at court with this.
That's brilliant. We had a similar thing with all of our work.
And I've no idea why the public faith is not there with the old bill.
Yeah. You're paid nowhere near enough. But we have the same thing at work where we draw, or we used to for years, everyone would just draw cocks in people's birthday cards and leaving cards. And it gets to the point where it was just like these disgusting, like really grotesque ones. And then our MD at the time basically went, yeah, that's not happening. It's getting ridiculous. Like, stop it. So the preceding birthday cards were all cocks. So there was no names or anything. It was just cocks. And now it's just becoming I'll have to send you one next time I do one, but the most grotesque, horrendous, sad looking abominations. And they're in the card. And like, if a card is this big and like 100 people have got to sign it, the cock is that. It can't that is what they see when they open it. And if they've got kids and a wife, bigger. And it's disgusting.
It doesn't sound like normal people are that much different than the old bill, to be honest, because that's pretty much what we used to do.
We're all morons.
I sent whiskey. Yeah, cheers. I sent my mate so on enduro bikes you get flexible number plates, don't you? Just in case you drop it and then the plate doesn't smash to smithereens.
When you drop it.
So, yeah, when. It's inevitable.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, no, it's not an option. It's good content.
Yeah.
So I made a backing plate for mine, and just to strengthen it a little bit, because it's a smaller number plate. Illegal, obviously.
No, legal, Mark. Legal.
Yeah. It's in other countries. It's legal, and I sent Ian. Ian Pilts. Do you know Ian Pilton? No.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh, yeah.
Name rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of our lads who lives up in Cumbria that we do off-roading with and stuff like that. Been off with him a couple of times. Yeah, good lad, brilliant lad. And I drew a massive penis on it, and sent him it, as a gift, you know what I mean? So I think it's just standard us boys draw penises on everything.
Isn't it? It's what we do.
Yeah.
It is the best form of creation. That's
it's so childish, but it's fun at the same time.
There's nothing childish about it. Yeah. I think it's a coming of age thing.
I had great pleasure on drawing a cock on whiteboard at school every time we used to go into class.
The old flip chart. Remember the old flip charts you used to get?
Yeah. So
when they flip that over, there's a big cock on it. That used to be the fun.
Well, this podcast really has gone downhill, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Mark from near Leeds, what's your most bizarre online purchase, and do you still have?
I've been racking my brains to think of something. I'm not too sure.
I'm trying to think as well. Honest. Most bizarre online purchase.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking around for some inspiration.
Well, saying that, it wasn't an online purchase, Bruce, but you remember giving me this, don't you?
Actually, no. When did they
you
give
should
you
do
that?
Isle of Man. In the Isle of Man.
Jeez, I was
You
steamboat.
gave them out to various people, and I got that.
I a load of people in my defense, Mark, a load of people came up to me and said, I've got this has to be given out, and this has to be given out. I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries.
Yeah.
But you do
Well,
deserve
we got
that.
this.
You deserve the
I know.
micro penis. Absolutely.
I've kept it with pride on my computer desk as well.
I bet
Phil-
Laura finds that really fun.
Yeah.
Walks in and just
My
sees his time.
daughter looks at it and goes,
Is that you, Dad?
"Yeah, I've got that, but I got that given as well."
Actually, I've got him coming on. That's my one. I've got him coming on the podcast. Actually, King Bespoke Creations. He's coming on the podcast for a chat.
Is that who you got it from?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What is my most random online purchase? I bought a keyboard once when I was steaming, when I was drunk. But I mean, I did used to play the piano in my younger days, and to be honest,
Oh, that keyboard.
which mean that keyboard?
Computer keyboard.
Oh no! As in like an electric piano. I
Like
bought one
like
of
an
them.
organ. Like an organ.
I bought an organ, and I used to play my organ all the time. But I'm actually,
That's a
I'd like to
different
get.
story.
Yes, I would like to get another electric piano because I'd like to get back into that. I like my boogie woogie, and I'd love to get back into playing that.
Oh, boogie woogie! I tried to play boogie woogie, but it's so great to
Awesome to listen to.
listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube that I
Jared
followed who wears these
something.
shades. No, he wears these shades. I can't remember.
Oh, the
he's
older
called.
white guy, Doctor.
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Boot. I can't remember who he is, but he's really good. You get into it and just watch video after video after video.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
it's
loads
just-
of them. They all turn up at the stations and play the pianos in the stations.
Yeah.
My,
We get told off for banging for banging
my
piano.
dad's just turned up and he won't come on camera.
Why not? Come on, Mr. Vincent, in you come.
Bruce said, "Come on, Mr. Vincent, and you come." He won't be able to hear you because I've got headphones in.
You think?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I am.
You all right?
You're right,
You all
mate.
right?
Hey, that's Mark from Leeds.
He's just got, hey, that's Mark from Leeds.
Mark from near Leeds. Near Leeds.
Yeah.
Near Leeds, yeah.
Sam's dad's such a nice bloke, you know. He can't hear me say it, but he's such a nice bloke. No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not.
Can you see where I
Yeah,
get
Mark,
my
you can get off.
It's all
You
love.
can get off. We'll get Sam's dad on now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because he'll get more wasted
I'll
than
check
I
out
will.
if you want. I'll check out.
Yeah, I've got to go.
I'll go call Richie Vida, shall I?
He's
Does he want to join
camping in
in?
his van on my driveway.
He can join in if he wants. As long as he takes a piss out of Mark, that's fine.
Bruce said you can join in if you want, but you've got to take the piss out of Mark.
That's easy to do, but
Yeah, that's easy to do.
Oh.
Yeah. He'll,
Leave you to it.
No more cuddles for Mick then. He can
no more cuddles.
bugger off. He can bugger off.
I'm just thinking drunk online purchases. My mate Mark still wins it for me, hands down. We were in the police section house together, which was a place where brand new recruits went. It's like a student halls for Old Bill. So it's a place for brand new Old Bill or Old Bill are going through divorce, you know, so it's either full of like 18, 19, 21-year-old blokes who are just out getting pissed and shagging everything, or it's full of late 30s, 40s, 50-year-old blokes who hate everybody and just want to be left alone and go out on the piss. So we were in the latter half, and we've been out on the piss constantly. And one morning he woke up and he was just like, I've got a receipt. And we're like, all right, okay, how much did you spend? Thinking he'd been in the bar and spent a fortune. He was like, no, it's from Curry's. And we're like, what? He's bought a fridge freezer, like a big, huge cupboard fridge freezer, like 800 quid fridge freezer, like a huge American thing. And like the rooms we had in halls were tiny. They were about the size of this office. Like if with a bed, there was hardly any room to get a bloody freezer in it, but he had this thing delivered. He was just like, oh my God. So we were all everybody in the halls just used it, you know, to chuck your milk and stuff in it. It's like, Matt, can I use your fridge? Yeah, brilliant. Drunk purchase. Awesome. Right, that'll do us. We spent way too long on that one, Phil. Thank you very much for the question. Tom Murray.
There we go.
The most important question, when are you going to come and try my pasties? Tom, mate, as soon as I can get down, I will be there. He's in Penzance, isn't he?
Monkey bikes. Yeah, he is. He lives in St Ives and his shop's in Penzance, but they've got a couple going around. They've got 2 at the moment, I think, and then they're expanding to like 3 or 4. But genuinely, and also,
is that guy you told me about?
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah,
and
yeah.
He's
just become a Patreon member, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. That's why I just read his question out, Mark.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, come on, mate. We've only on like question 5.
I know.
But yeah,
time for
Tom, just to shout out as well, because he's genuinely a really lovely guy. I get on really well with him, but also he's got a YouTube channel which is, I think, just Murray Moto. I think it is, but it's either Murray Moto or it's TM Motovlogs.
Not on.
Should change it to give me some pasty. That's what it should change it to.
But give me pasty.
I'm just trying to find his Tom Murray. There we go.
I think,
right, his Instagram. Let me have a little look. All right, his bakery where you'll get the pasties, it's called Loaf's Bakery. So if you go on Instagram and search LOAFS Bakery, put it up on the screen now. Just honestly, salivating looking at it. Can you see that?
It's Murray Moto as well. That's his
YouTube. That's right. Okay. We'll put those
talking about drunk purchases. He's just bought himself a Harley Street Rod 750.
Really?
Yeah. He bought that drunk.
Good.
He was watching. He said to me he was drunk watching Harley videos on YouTube. And he was just like, oh, whatever. And then he started bidding on this Harley on eBay, and he won it.
Nothing beats drunk eBay.
And
awesome.
he messaged me in the morning like, "Fuck, what have I done?" And that's what. And it turned up 2 days later. He was like, "How am I going to explain this to the missus?"
You know, Sam,
just get on with it.
Best thing you can do is send him a tube of Loctite. Okay,
what the Harley?
He'll be your best mate forever.
Yeah,
send him a tube of Loctite.
Yeah, some oil. Mind you, it's coming from me with a KTM, so I don't know whether it'd be much better. I need all that.
Do you know, I get Harleys now. I didn't get them, and then I started riding them, doing some reviews and stuff. I genuinely get it. I do like them. You know, I don't think I'd own one yet, but I do get it. You know, the Fat Boy. I love the Fat Boy.
You've got to get the right bike for you, I think, and that's what the Harley guys say to me.
True.
But like the thing, I have to say, the best thing about Harley for me in the UK is the dealers. They're phenomenal. They're as cool as the Triumph dealers are, you know, with the wood and all these like music playing, all that sort of shit.
Well, Triumph have taken that from Harley.
Yeah,
my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah, because it's convenient how they suddenly started doing it.
Yeah.
Harley always had the best stands at bike show. Yeah. It was always the
because it's community.
Stand.
Harley is all about that Harley community, that Harley family. Sounds poncy, but that's what it is all about.
Yeah, but
you see that at the dealership.
It is, and like you walk into a dealership, I get offered coffee or a drink quicker than I get offered at a BMW dealer, and they're just like, "How you doing, mate? How's it?" They remember your name every single time.
BMW aren't doing the donuts. If you got there early at a BMW dealership in days of old, they used to have fresh donuts.
They're not BMW anymore. I went in a dealer down the road from me and didn't get offered a coffee, didn't get said hello to.
Really?
Bikes were crammed. Yeah,
but coffee's available. You just have to walk up to the coffee.
But if I said that about KTM, Mark, you'd be like, "Oh, fucking KTM."
Yeah, I think.
But if there's a machine there, you know what I mean. Serve yourself.
Yeah, but I do think the sales staff shouldn't. The sales staff, when you walk into a dealership, whichever dealership that is, I would like to be acknowledged by the sales staff. As in, hello there, anything I can do to help you with? And if I just want to have a little look, I'll be like, no, I'm all right, thanks, cheers. And I'll go off and I'll have a little wander. But if they just turn around and go, help yourself to tea and coffee, spot on, which is what I get from most BMW dealerships that I go to. Not all of them, but most. If I've been in there for like 10, 15 minutes and I'm standing around a bike loitering, surely any salesperson worth their salt is going to be like, maybe worth just popping over here and have a little chat, you know? And it's amazing how many dealerships, BMW included, where they don't. They just leave you.
But
and you're like, do you want my business or not?
Yeah.
You know,
and
I'll go
every
somewhere
time...
else.
Until about a year ago, every BMW dealer, every Triumph dealer, everything that I've walked into has done that. Like you get hey, do you want a coffee? What can I do for you? What do you currently ride? Loads of interest, whether it is interest or not. Every KTM dealer, some were hit and miss. But like, I went into one up in Teesdale, like this was months ago, to get some. I was literally in the area getting some parts for my car, and I went in there because they pulled up outside. So I was like, "Oh, hello." So I walked in there. They were lovely blokes, like really, really lovely. And I walked into the dealer. I won't say names because, like, some of the people that work there are lovely.
You've kind of done it by saying Teesdale, have you not?
No. That's the KTM dealer. KTM in Teesdale. They're up
Sorry, right. I'll keep up.
Up north.
Yeah, up north. But the BMW dealer I walked in there to have a look to see if they had the new 1300 GS. So it wasn't long ago. No one acknowledged me. No one even said hello to me or raised. There were sales guys sitting at a desk, but no one even looked up and went, none of that. And as I walked out, there was a guy taking photos of used bikes there, monkeys, all sorts of stuff. And you're right, mate. And that's all I got. And I was already walking out the door, and I was just like, this has changed. But there were so many bikes in there that you couldn't even sit on a bike. It was crammed in there. And it was just like I've never had that from a BMW dealer before.
Just vote for your feet, go somewhere else. Like I've got like a 2 hour each way journey to get to my 2 hours if I do the back roads. It's like hour and a bit if I do motorways. But you know, I go that far each way to my dealership I use now because I like the service I get from them. It's exactly what I want, you know. And I've got 1.5 hour down the road, but I don't get that service from them, so I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Ollie Ray. I've always called you Ollie Ray. Is it Ray? Sorry, Ollie. Apologies.
Ray.
So, Ollie Ray. Fantastic news. Another 4 hours in the bag. I'm certain. I think you could be right.
Where are
no
we
question. We are 2.5 presently. No question. Just love all 3 channels and look forward to a meetup this year. Keep doing what you're all doing. It's amazing and inspiring. Thank you very much, Ollie. Enjoy your hot-handed wank.
Yeah, brilliant guy, Ollie.
I love that guy. He's so good.
He's a lovely fella, isn't he?
Just while we're talking about Ollie, kudos to Ollie. He's lost 4.5 stone in weight.
Yes. I wasn't sure whether to bring that up or not, but
he's done bravo. We talked in great detail a couple of nights ago about his weight loss journey, and I said to him, celebrate where you've come from and what you've done. You know what I mean? Because when you look back on the photos, you don't realise I've lost nearly 2 stone. Call it 2 stone. And
Jesus, have you?
I didn't. Yeah.
Justin Cock.
Where have you lost 2 stone? I've never known you as a fat pudding ever. Where have you lost 2 stone?
I'll send you a photo after this, a comparison.
I bet you will.
No, come on, Bruce. Be sensible.
Won't be one you've not sent me before, Mark.
He put it on his story the other day.
So I'll put one on my story, obviously, and then I'll show you one where I was on the beach with my gut out, and then now, you know what I mean?
That's a challenging wank.
Thanks. That is a challenging wank. It's going to happen.
You won't find it challenging, Bruce, to be honest. It'd be like a river.
I've just started. Like a river.
You put a new word on beard spunk anyway. So
Jesus. I just started back on the rower today, and it's taken me, what's the day today? 4th. I actually tried. I've been trying since before New Year. I've been trying. That's pathetic. I've wanted since before New Year to start rowing again because I hadn't rowed since. I think I did a 10K in August, September time. That's the last time I was on the rower. And I was like, right, you fat knacker, you've got to get back to this. And today I finally got myself on the rower. I did a 20-minute hit circuit with Apple Fitness. And I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but I did a 20-minute hit workout. Literally, I wasn't even at 5 minutes, and I thought I was going to die. I was like, I'm ready to give up. It was pathetic. I don't know if you row, but when you row on the rowers, they have per 500 meter sort of like a pace meter type thing. Gives you an idea what sort of pace you're at and what strength you're doing. And normally I can sit quite comfortably around the 2 to 210 normally. Just you can do a 10K at that, 40 minutes, an hour or whatever. You can just sit and do that. I was doing 235s, 245s, and I was hanging.
I genuinely don't know how you do it, because I find cardio so dumb. Like I can't do it. It's just if I had to go into the gym and do cardio every day to stay in shape, I wouldn't do it. Like I know some people have to do it, or there's some people want to do it, but like I couldn't do it.
I don't run. I don't run. I fast walk, like an incline on the treadmill. And what I do is I stay fully clothed. So I have tracksuit bottoms on, t-shirt, hoodie top, so you can get that sweat on.
God for that.
No, but rather than shorts and t-shirt, you know what I mean? Shut up, you dog.
Going back to Ollie as well.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Mark. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Do you want to carry on?
You were boring us.
No.
So brutal.
I'm only kidding, brother.
Yeah, sorry. I'll carry on. I'll cut you off.
No. I think I'm. No, it's all right.
I think I'm done. Screw you guys.
Yeah, fuck you, Bruce. It's not you, Sam. Fuck you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like that, is it?
Yeah. I'll knock it next time I see you.
No,
like last time.
You need to keep him sweet to keep shouting you out. It's fine. But yeah, going back to Ollie, I want to shout out Ollie as well, because he is the only guy to have an Africa twin that has had fucking 38 ECUs, 17 wiring looms, 58 brake switches. It breaks down once a week.
His Africa twin makes KTM look reliable.
I said to him, the funniest thing would be when he said he wants to buy a Super Adventure. If he buys a KTM and it is the most reliable bike he's ever owned, I'm done. I don't need to say
Honda, the most reliable bikes out there. Jesus.
To be fair, it's not though, because my monkey bike's got rust on it.
It's true.
Trigger's got nothing on him.
Yeah. Did he send you the picture that I got him for Christmas?
No,
it wasn't even Christmas. It was in his Patreon pack. I made these stickers, which was the
Honda. Yes, you told
Honda
me.
logo.
I've not seen them.
Yeah. But it was the Honda logo, and I put the 5 or 4 stripes that come up in the Honda logo.
Yeah,
in the wing kind of thing. Yeah. So one of them was a broom. One of them was like an electrical wire connection that had broken. And it was so funny. I sent him them, and I sent him because stickers are expensive if you buy like 1 or 2. So I sent him 100.
800.
Yeah, it was like 100 of these stickers, and they were like this big.
You've brought up Photoshop a lot. Is that part of your day job? What's your day job? Can you talk about it?
I work for a visual effects company. The
In
company,
what respect?
I'm a head of operations. So very much a boring mid-management kind of job. But the company itself, we do the CGI in adverts. Mm-hmm. So the one that ruins everyone's dream, including Emma sat there, is the Lloyd's advert where they've got like 20 horses running down the beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like most of them are fake.
Obviously. Yeah. Did she think they were genuine, real?
But quite a lot of people do. Every time I tell them that, they think they're real. But we do. So we did the M&S Christmas advert that's just gone out. The one with the mittens, and it's got like Ryan Reynolds voicing someone and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what the company does. But I do it because my dad was a digital colorist, so he color graded adverts. But I have Photoshop and Lightroom and all that sort of stuff. To be fair, I was talking to Tom Murray about it. I was thinking about doing a little video on how I edit my photos, because I'm not in any form of the imagination a professional or anything. I just do it in my spare time, or I like to do it.
So you don't have that creative side hands-on with the software. You don't have that in your job. You've not moved from that to managerial.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Right.
No, nothing to do with that. So I'm just I started as a T-boy, a runner. But all of my photos it's very simple how you can go from one photo to cropping it slightly, putting a vignette on it, and breaking up the background and bringing out the color, like dulling the background down and popping the colors of the bike or whatever. Mark, you take the piss, but when you do, when Pete sends out the monthly Patreon banner thing on your Patreon, that's why I don't post on them, because I feel I edit my photos and I don't think it's fair.
No, do it.
But I've won
Do
a
it.
couple of them, and I was just like, I can't. Every time I post, I basically won it. So I don't. But it's very simple to do it. So I was thinking about doing a quick video. And
100%.
Tom said he was going to do one as well because he's very handy with the camera.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've been swithering for years now about doing some sort of tutorial type vids on editing, but I never thought like I don't
Do it.
I don't feel like I've got any kudos to do something like that because I've learnt from YouTube vids.
But most people don't want that though, because I think this is the thing. So like Mark and I, when you started, Mark, we would on the phone quite a lot. Like every now and again, we'd have like an hour conversation about something.
Yeah.
Or Mark might message me and go, how'd you quickly do this?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I've learned from YouTube or I've learned from whoever. So if it's just you could do a video on, well, I know you use Final Cut, don't you? But you could say, like for me, I use DaVinci Resolve because it's free and it's very good. Like, I used Premiere Pro for a year and I went back to DaVinci because DaVinci was just easier. So you could do a video going, this is a software I use. It's free unless you want to do really expensive stuff. This is how you cut stuff up. This is how you make it a bit punchy, take out the dead spots, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You would have more competition. So maybe just say some really shit tips so people don't get really good at it and take you out of a job.
But I think it's more than editing. I genuinely do. I think if you've not got, and I'm leaving myself open here because some people say, well, you've not got that. I totally get that. But if you don't have that persona and that character to yourself when you're projecting on camera, then no amount of editing is going to bring that. So I think with YouTube, you basically just have to, this is my 10 pence worth, and I realise it's taking me years and years and years to get to where I am. There's far quicker ways of building up a following for sure. But for me, I just, like Richie Vida, learn from Richie Vida. He believes in this as well. Be yourself, create the content you want to create, and you will attract your community. You'll attract the people that are attracted to you because you're being genuine and open and honest, and this is you. Like if you meet me on YouTube, I'm no different to if you meet me in the pub, except in a pub I'll probably be half naked and drooling, but that's just life.
What's different?
Exactly.
Oh no, I subscribe to the other YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. The only fans, the only clans. Yeah.
Only clans.
Only clans. I'm still trying to figure out a merch line for only clans. It's trying to adapt. Yeah, but I'm trying to adapt the OnlyFans logo to only clans, and it just doesn't look right. It looks weird.
Can you just do because they've got a flick on it? So could you do that, but have it in like a tartan color rather than? Is it white and blue or blue and white or whatever?
I've done one.
I'm pretending I don't know what it is. I know exactly.
I'll send you the version I did after this, and have a look and see what you think. To be fair, I've not looked at it in a couple of years, but when I did do it, I sent it to Rog at the influencer store, but it was just shit. It just looked shit. So I was like, right, can that? We'll put that on the other pile and deal with it later on. So that's where it is.
I really need to get some stuff.
I tell you what, you could, which I've just put it up. Oh, you won't be able to see it, will you?
Can just see a white.
Turn your brightness down.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah, you stupid fruit idiot.
That's you.
Right.
Sorry, Grandad.
So it says OnlyFans there.
Yeah, that's the one I tried to copy. That one.
Just write clans because the FANS and CLANS is not far off if you get that same font.
Yeah, the way I tried it.
Have you got to join?
Crap.
Have you got to
what
join
you need to do is
Google
put
account?
You need to put some socks in there that are smelly, Bruce.
Are you calling
them
Laura
smelly socks?
Is that your underhand way of making a racist comment, Mark? From the
no,
Leeds?
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give you some ideas.
Shocking. Dinosaurs.
Concentrate.
Cover it in haggis.
Not you as well. That's outrageous.
Yeah, but
anyway,
Scottish,
let's move
it's
on.
Like the French, it doesn't matter.
And when you click on it, it plays a Proclaimers song.
The only Proclaimers song.
Hashtag triggered.
Laura
With,
was going to see your Google account history and just go, "Why is Mark Googled?"
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
OnlyFans?"
I know.
That's the tip of the iceberg. That.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She sees the accounts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right, let's move on from that discreetly. Cheers for that, for Ollie Ray. Next one, Smoky Gun. Gentlemen, in some parallel universe, you're asked to use your channel to host some massive awards, like the Oscars or something. Which well-known celebrity or duo do you use to host the event on your channel, and why? You can choose current or historic celebs for this. You can't use other YouTubers. Brilliant. I love that question.
Oh, God.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
That's who I'm having. The Blues Brothers. 100%. And I don't care if they give any awards out. I just want them to sing and do what they do. That'd be brilliant. That's me. Blues
Mark's going
Brothers.
to come in with Jimmy Savile or something.
He touched him in his life. Made a big impact in Mark's life.
Jimmy fixed it for me to milk a cow blindfolded.
Oh.
Come on,
Go on,
then.
Sam. You go, Sam.
Come on, we need quick fire answers
If it's
here.
not a YouTuber, can I have someone that works for a publication
Have
that is
whoever you
kind
like.
of Chris Northover?
Yes.
Because I've never really properly met him, but he seems like a lovely guy. He seems like he likes to do all the stuff in the garage that I like to do, all the little bits and just modify bikes and all that sort of stuff. But he also seems like a bit of a child, which he is the reason that I booked a test ride on the Super Adventure, because I was like, I ride a bike like he rides a bike.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he likes to do little skids and he likes to do wheelies and he's got the off-road experience, all that kind of stuff. And he always used to do trails and all that sort of stuff. And every time I watch him, I'm like, yeah. And I just think he just seems like a really down-to-earth guy. So I'd probably go for him.
Yeah.
And I'm a knob as well.
I'm on the spot. I can't think of a person.
I've talked about this before. I lost faith with the traditional journalists, your MCNs and people like that, when YouTube was really coming to the fore, because I just thought to myself, you've been bought and paid for. You're not being genuine. That's what I thought in my head. And I thought that until I met Simon Weir. Obviously, I do a lot of things with Simon. I run chicken strips with Simon now, chickenstrips.co.uk. And I was chatting to him about it on the podcast.
Link in the description.
Absolutely. Before we started doing work together. And, I put that to him and I was like, the reason I think YouTube has got so successful is that people are skeptical of the traditional journos and they want the normal everyday person's view on things. And it's almost like I disengaged from the journalist being a biker. To me, they were just a voice for a PR company. However, I've totally changed on that now, like a proper 180. And now I've got to be honest, there's not many YouTubers out there that I follow. I don't attach much sort of credibility to a lot of them, because now I'm like, having got to know a couple of the journos, I'm like, they do actually know their stuff. They can actually properly ride a bike, and they know why a bike does certain things in certain situations, and how tires and different frames and rakes and suspension set. They understand why all that works. I haven't got a fucking clue. I know that it makes me laugh and giggle like a schoolgirl, or I'm bored out my nuts. But they know why it does that. And I've sort of flipped now. And now I look at those journos and it's probably their YouTube channels that I attach a lot more kudos to than before. People like Neevesy, Neevesy.
I'm going to mention Neevesy. Yeah,
Neevesy is just a machine. That guy is just a walking, like, living, breathing biometric meter for a bike. He jumps on a bike and he knows everything about it. He can detect what feedback he's getting and he can articulate that.
He's not read the spec sheet.
No, he just feels it.
Biggest thing, yeah. He goes, this has got different suspension and it's worked. Like, I remember watching a review on here. He was like, I can feel the difference when the valves in the front forks, not like the back forks you get, but like the front forks are changing and I can feel it works quicker than this other bike I've just ridden. I'm like, fair play. But
Yeah.
also, I think, like, to build on that as well, I think you can tell that there's a vast difference between people that kind of just kind of winging it and reading the specs and kind of going, oh, well, I saw this other YouTubers just said about the GS is like different spring rates that the GS 1300 does. So I've read that review, so I'm going to say it in my review. You can see that. But then there's also, do you watch Brake Magazine? No.
Yeah.
You do. So
Lel Pavey.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
Absolutely brilliant.
Simon Pavey. Simon Pavey's son.
He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
I don't subscribe to many Patreons, but theirs is one of them. And the reason is because they do like 2 minute tube. No, is it mini tip Monday? I'm thinking of
Yeah.
Peter McKinnon, 2 minute Tuesday.
So Bruce, it's probably not something for you because it's a lot of off-road stuff because they're both Dakar riders and everything.
Yeah.
But all of their videos are just really simple to explain, but they know, like he did one on Norden 901.
Yeah.
And he said it's sort of a bit lazy, like the Expedition. And he went, it's a bit lazy on road. It still handles, but it's okay. I think it might be the tyres, blah, blah, blah. But then you go off road and it becomes this different beast. And it's just got this shot of him just like casually hopping this 220 kilos adventure bike through these little lanes. And you're like, this guy knows his stuff. And like just listening to him talk is just like, it's just really easy to translate that into your own riding.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing.
I don't know how you guys feel. I kind of feel at the moment on social media, it's almost like saturated. And I include me as part of it. And I just kind of feel like there's so much bike content now within our little niche. And it's just like, well, everything kind of feels the same. What is different? You know, like what is different to appeal to me and make me watch? And there's not that many. What's up?
Is Emma crawling into the kitchen? Is she?
Is she crawling on?
I thought I saw a flash past.
What the fuck are you doing?
What is she doing?
What's red light? Oh, she's putting red light on now.
That is the funniest shit I've seen in months. I just saw this little blue. I bought her a blue Oodie thing for Christmas, and I just saw this blue lump go across the bottom of the screen.
A blue lump. Oh, I'm sure she's flattered that you just.
Are you trying to what? Trying to crawl? Yeah, I saw you.
Emma, come in. Just come in.
She hasn't got. She's just got back from work, so she hasn't got any makeup on or anything like that. Come on, show everyone your fit.
What's your excuse?
Show everyone your fit. Your whatever. No. She was really happy about my KTM baubles as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she loves them. And the KTM Christmas jumper and KTM Christmas hat.
Jumper's genius. That's awesome.
I'm going to keep that for years.
You just bought everything to match your beard, didn't you? That's what you did.
Did you buy them?
Yeah.
Hang on. KTM UK did not send you any of that.
They won't even give me press bikes.
What?
Yeah. Because you need 15,000 subscribers, because apparently me selling 3 million super adventures isn't enough.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is you're the wrong sex, mate, to be perfectly honest, because I know they give bikes out to people with a lot less.
Boobs.
That is KTM, if you're watching this. Dom, if you are watching this, in fact, I'm going to message Dom tomorrow. Dom, God's sake, have a look at his channel. He's like your best advert in the UK for KTM.
Me. I've got KTM as well.
Yeah, but you also make jokes about reliability.
Genuine, honestly, Sam. I mean, you're like Mr. KTM for me for the UK. That is you, because you ride it all the time. No, I don't mean
I've got the beard to
I am
match.
blowing smoke up your arse, but that's in a genuine case. You know, if I want to know what that super adventure is like as an owner and to be used every day, all through the year, you're the one that does that. So, you know, what have you done? 30,000 miles?
36.
In what, 2 years?
Yeah, just over 2 years.
Well, there you go. There's not many people on the planet, let alone the UK. There's not many people on the planet that are doing that sort of mileage. You're probably looking at less than 2 dozen. So, you know, geez. KTM, come on, pull your finger out your arse. This is someone you want to be involved with.
I would like. I mean, I've chatted to him before, but to be fair,
I'm Sam Vincent, by the way. I'm Sam Vincent.
Yeah, no, don't do that. I'll suddenly get all my subscribers leave.
Mark from near Leeds, put the groundwork in, mate. Put the groundwork in, and it'll come. It will come.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it takes time, but yeah, I'd like KTM to jump on board. I think they would be because I think also that's if I ever buy a GS, I'm going to lose half of my subscribers just because I'm not a KTM guy anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think I would though.
No, I don't think you would, because I would imagine the majority, hopefully, I'm in the same boat. Might not be, I don't know. But hopefully the people are there for you, not for the bike that you ride. That's a positive. Well, not a positive. That's a draw for sure. But it's for you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. I mean, I was a Jigsaw boy, and then I was a Triumph, then I was a Aprilia, and now I'm GS. But the channel's only really grown since I was on the GS. But
there's a lot of old people in this market.
There
a
is
lot of elderly people.
A lot of fat bearded blokes.
Yeah, that have pensions that they need to cash in. Yeah,
I haven't got a pension, that's for sure. I've
Just
just started a new pension, actually. Crazy.
That is the only thing, besides the polite vest brigade, like we can ignore them. That's the only thing that bugs me about a GS, is it's the go-to bike. You get to 55 years old, your wife doesn't like you anymore, and you have a little bit more money than because your kids have moved out.
I'm 8 years ahead of my time.
Yeah, there you go then.
Yeah.
But and then you go, I'm gonna. What? Remember that video that I watched all those years ago of you and Charlie going around the world? I'm going to go and buy a GS. And that's just what people do. And they go, oh, while I'm at it, I'll get a GS helmet, a GS full Gore-Tex suit.
But that's why I like to take...
Yeah, Mark.
That's why I like to take the GS on track.
Yeah, it must piss so many people off. And I love it.
People are just like, what? And then, you go out on track and they see how capable that bike is.
Yeah.
And they're like, holy fuck, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but that's I don't mind when someone buys a GS and says this works for me, like both of you go, I bought a GS, it was my dream bike, or whether it was or not, and it's everything I want in a bike, fine, and you use the bike. Whereas the people that piss me off is those people that go and spend 20 grand on a bike, go and spend 5 grand,
2,000 miles a year.
Yeah, if that. And then they have the cheek to go on a forum and go, hey, KTM. There was a guy where Emma and I went to Switzerland and Austria and various other places for her 30th birthday. And we went to the ice caves. Emma, where were those ice caves? Was it Switzerland? She's got headphones on. She's not listening to me.
She sat in the dark in the kitchen.
Yeah, good.
Tell her not to be
in the carriage. Emma. Where were those ice caves?
If she's made it to the room, the chain was too long anyway.
Yeah, Austria. There you go. Doesn't really matter anyway. But yeah, so we went to these ice caves, and I was chatting to. There was three blokes there, and one of them was on a GS, one of them was on a ZX10R or ZX14 or whatever it was, and the guy on the GS spent 20 minutes telling me about how he just spent 4 hours on the side of the road because his mate's ZX10R or whatever it was, ZX14, had blown up a radiator and pissed out coolant everywhere. And it had been the most unreliable bike on their trip down to France. And then I said, I have a KTM. And he went, oh, is it broken down? What? Fuck off. Like, you've literally just told me about a Japanese bike being horrendously unreliable when you make a KTM joke.
Yeah, but it's KTM. You're supposed to make jokes about it. It's GSs are boring. KTMs break down. That's just part and parcel. That's what it is. Don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart.
I took that to heart that day.
Overtake them and keep going. Wave as you go by.
On my back wheel.
Exactly. Screaming like a little
giggling.
girl.
Yeah.
Giggling. Yeah.
That's a given. Yeah.
Right. Brett Cunningham.
Anyway.
Next one. Come on. We need to get through these questions. This is insane. Brett Cunningham. Woohoo. The podcasts are back. Missed them. I used to watch them while on nights at work and had me in stitches. Mossy and the first part of Sam's. Lol. Nice one, Bruce. Happy New Year to you and your family, mate. Thank you very much, Brett. Well, we have Sam back on with Mark from near Leeds, and Mossy's on next week. So, Simon Lewis, how you doing, Simon? Enjoy Oz, mate. I see you're out in Oz at the moment. Happy New Year, gents. What a fantastic Bru Time to start 24 with. So, as Bruce created the famous intro, Mac from Leeds voiceover, if you were to do one for Sam, how would it go? I reckon it has some giggles in it. I was just going to say it would just have to be like a giggling schoolgirl.
It would just have to be a compliment.
Hi, Emma.
It would have to be a compilation of giggles because when you took the Super Adventure out, I remember you and Richie both giggling. And I was like, yes, told you.
Yeah. It's a giggle machine. Absolutely. Brilliant. Simon also says, how much have you or should you have received for the royalties? What, from Matt, from Leeds? He doesn't know, does he? I've watched some of yours, Mark. You have other people on there doing it as well, I know.
That's why you can't monetize, mate.
Dave, I did Dave Ashpole. I did Dave Ashpole's girlfriend. He sent me a voice note, and it said, and his girlfriend was saying, "Mark from Leeds," like that. And I recorded it, and then I put it on my next video, which was my last video out, and she didn't know.
I didn't know that was
do a different one every episode if you can. Just get different people to do it.
I did a few. I did Dave Ashpole. I did you, Sam. I did Peaky Biker. But I asked a bike thing. I asked Steve to do me a voiceover on the next one that we're going to be out. Never replied.
It's Steve.
He never replied.
This is the only. He's stupidly busy.
He is.
Yeah,
he's so busy.
Just to,
Yeah, he's like. I think this is the thing. A lot of people, to caveat with Steve and a bike thing in general. Some people message me and say, "Oh, he's really short," or he doesn't reply to me. I'm like, yeah, but he's stupidly busy. But like, if you ask him about something, he will get back to you, whether it's Tom or Carol or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Sorry. In all fairness, Steve is a great bloke, and Tom as well, and they show me a lot of love with the sticker thing. You know what I mean? When we were sticking the stickers, and he's got a sticker on his counter, and so he's been great. He has been great. You know what I mean? So,
he is your stereotypical entrepreneur, Steve, isn't he? Like Steve gets an idea for something, and to me anyway, from what I know of him, if he thinks it's a goer, he throws everything. It's his heart and soul, isn't it? But he has so many of these business ideas. So the guy is just like, he is working constantly, it seems. Like, I don't know if the guy ever switches off.
Just with Steve, I'm totally inspired by the podcast that you did with him when he were importing some pit bikes or something like that. And he went to Royal Mail and they said, "Oh, I want to do 10,000 units," and they went, "Well, you'll never do that." And he's going, "Give me a price for 10,000 units," and he broke them down and he managed to do it, and he set up a parcel company.
Yeah.
He set up a parcel company off of that, and I'm like, wow, it's just amazing,
isn't it?
Just brilliant, brilliant.
He's the type of guy with some of the business ideas that you see that he's got, and you're just like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? He's the type of bloke that just goes, there's an opportunity there, boom, and he does it, and you're like, oh God, how's no one else thought of that? How's this happened?
Yeah,
anyway,
he deserves all the success.
I got very drunk with him at ABR. And we like exchanging quite a few conversations about various different things. We were quite drunk. Yeah, I love that guy. He's Tom as well. Like, also Carol. I didn't even realize that she worked for him, but I took the monkey bike down to their ABR stand this year, and we were like, we were cracking up. And then I found out that she worked for him. I was like, yes, my best friend. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Seem a good bunch, absolutely. Yeah. Right, Pete English. How you doing, Pete? Hi, guys.
Hello,
hope you're
brother.
well and nicely relaxed after the Christmas break. All good, thank you. Did you know if someone gave you £1 billion on your 50th birthday, you would need to spend just a little over 55 grand a day, and you would eventually run out of cash by the time you're 100 years old? So my question is, if you could ask your pet 3 questions, what would they be?
Yeah, I mean, it's relating.
Okay, pet 3 questions. What would it be?
Just buy 3 Ducatis. There you go. Just buy a multi-strada rally. There's your 55 grand a day.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot of bikes by the time you're 100.
Yeah, not enough.
That's a lot of bikes.
Someone will argue it's not enough.
Come on, pet 3 questions. What would they be? Cool. I would like to ask
why do you
my
keep
dog.
Shitting on floor? Why do you keep shitting on floor?
No, pet, not children.
That's a different story entirely.
Yeah.
I would tell you a story about that.
I would ask my dog, are you happy? Because I look at my dog sometimes and think, is my dog happy? And then the next minute she's lying on her back with her legs like, rub my belly, and you're like, oh, stop it, Sam. And you're like, okay, here she is. But sometimes you look at them, don't you? Like dogs sometimes have got such expressive faces, and
Yeah.
she just looks depressed, and you're like, are you all right? Are you happy? So that's what I would ask, one question. The other one would be, why do you always eat shit? Like any shit she finds lying about outside.
And not die.
Yeah.
Because you know the saying, eat shit and die. But you don't die though, do you?
Well, they don't appear to. It's grim up north. It's grim. I think my third question would be,
hold on.
why are you such a dick? Like she doesn't come back when you ask her or tell her, and she properly goes for other dogs and people when she's in this little village where I live. If we walk anywhere around this little village, she's a nightmare on the lead. You go anywhere that she doesn't know, she's good as gold. No problem at all.
She sounds like she's mirroring your behaviour.
She's what? Mirroring my behaviour?
Yeah, why are you being such a dick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but also, when you leave town, you're well behaved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No.
What was that, Sam? I didn't hear you.
I said when he leaves town, he's well behaved.
I'm definitely not. I'm the opposite. I'm behaved at home.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm able to get back to your missus.
3 questions. Go.
Go on, Sam. I've done one. Why do you keep shitting on the floor?
I'm going on my family dog, I guess. We've only got one left, but we've got a little staffy, and he's called Riley, and he is the most I can't use that word, but he's
retarded.
Yeah, pretty much it there. He's the soppiest little thing going, and he's just stupid. He'll walk in the room and just look at you for no reason and just stare at you for like and you kind of think, you're right, mate. But
because you're wearing a KJM jumper, that's why.
Yeah.
So,
Mark, have you got any staffy in you?
Stiffy.
Me?
Yeah.
Staffy.
Did you say Saffy or Staffy?
Not going there.
But yeah, he's getting on a bit now, and we took him for a walk in Cornwall over Christmas, and he struggles after like 40 minutes of walk. Like his legs and joints are starting to go and stuff like that, and he was struggling towards the end of the walk, and we're like, nearly there, mate, it's all right, don't worry about it. And he walked down this bank, like grass bank, and jumped onto the pavement. His legs just gave in, and he fully face planted the floor. And it's times like that where I would ask all 3 questions at once, and it would be like, "Oh, you're right, mate. Like, is everything okay? Do you want me to do anything? Do you want me to carry you to the car?" Like, I just that kind of thing. I don't care what anyone says. I know there's a big political subject about bulldogs and terriers and all sorts of stuff at the moment, which I just think is like, you train a dog, it doesn't matter what the dog is. I've more blood has been drawn by a Jack Russell than any other breed of dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're also hunting dogs and all this sort of stuff, but everything gets pointed at the bull terriers and whatever. And we've had 2 staffies, and they have been the soppiest, kindest dogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've ever
they are,
had.
though.
Yeah,
they are.
And they're fantastic. And I think anyone that trains a dog like that, I've said Emma's really against it, but I really want a Boer, which is a South African Mastiff. And they are enormous things. They're like staffies on steroids, and I really want one because they're just jacked. And Emma thinks they're going to eat her, but she's looking at me now. But they're just really soppy things, and I just happily talk to them all day long because they're just happy. They want to be with you.
I love dogs. Love them.
Yeah. They're fantastic.
I love them. We had family dogs, but we've since, obviously, me and Laura, we set up home and had kids and that. We've had no pets. We've had tropical fish. That's about it. But we just don't have time in our life to look after dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are quite time consuming.
Our kids are almost like pleasing themselves. You know what I mean? My lad, he's nearly 17. He's at college. He's going off and he's doing stuff, and my daughter's, you know, pleasing herself now, and it's like we're getting our life back a little bit. You know what I mean? As regards, you know, kids not tying us down to various family tasks. You know, so it's so we've flirted with the idea of getting, you know, a dog over the years, and we've gone, shall we? No. Shall we? No. You know what I mean? Because they've got two smelly ends, aren't they? You know, they shit everywhere and they throw up, and it's Muggins here that gets all the shitty jobs. You know what I mean? So it'd be me that'd be picking shit up and puke and
just teach them where to throw up. That's what you need to do.
Yeah,
they are a commitment. They are a tie, but I cannot imagine. Well, I can imagine life without Pippa now. But I don't want to, you know, it's like the thought of her not being in our life anymore is just like, oh, Jesus, that's horrific.
It is, isn't it? And like every time you walk in the door, they're happy to see you. Every time this is the first thing I want to do. As soon as I
miss
get
my
this
dog
house,
now. She's only out there. I miss my bloody dog.
Like I live for the moments where I'm laying on the lounge floor, just like watching TV or whatever. And I've got Riley, literally his head is here. And he's just like cuddling me. And it is I've never been calmer or more happy unless I'm cuddling with him. And when I leave, when I leave Cornwall, because that's where they live in Cornwall and with the dog, my parents do, not just my family of dogs.
The parents are there as well, but you know, the dog.
But don't worry about that. But when I leave and I start putting all my bike boots on or whatever I'm doing, he just stands there and he goes, I know you're going. Like you just that look in his eye, I'm like, I just don't want to. This is one of those.
It's got to a stage. I don't like being away from home. Like when I'm away on tour, I miss my dog. It's ridiculous. Like I love my wife.
Forget about Nikki.
I miss my dog. You know, and it's just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And you come home and Nikki's sitting there like, oh, hey, Bruce, how you
doing?
Where's the dog?
She's definitely not. She's definitely not. My wife definitely does not pine when I'm away.
Just on that, if you were still doing the day job, and obviously you want at home as much, would you have got a dog or
no, probably not. No,
it probably didn't fit into
because
the schedule of life.
Yeah, I genuinely worked all the time. Like in the role I used to do at Diplomatic Protection, there was pretty much unlimited overtime. So because I would take all my annual off to go away and do my bike stuff. Then when I wasn't away on the bikes, I would be working to try and make sure because I wasn't earning anything when I was away doing my bike. You know, I earned I think I earned about 30, 40 quid a month on YouTube when I was in the old bill. So I wasn't earning anything. So I used to try and build up a little bit of a battle fund when I wasn't away on the bikes, just by working all the time, so that I had money there to go away and do my trips. So, you know, I was doing like 160, 190 hours overtime a month on top of my normal hours. So I was pretty much, 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts at time and a half or whatever it was we used to get paid for overtime. So I spent my life there. And my missus, she was doing likewise until she picked up this office role where she is now. So, definitely if I was still on the old bill, we would not have a dog at the moment. It's purely because half the year I'm working from home, half the year I'm away, but it works at the moment. So, right, that'll do for this week, folks. Stand by for part 2.